Texas Tech. Mrs. Sanford will toss the coin in just a minute. It'll land on the ground. Whichever logo is facing up will be the winner of the coin toss. Mrs. Sanford, would you please toss the coin? We have Ole Miss. Ole Miss has won the toss. Do you want your choice now or do you want to defer?
We want the ball.
They want Ole Miss will receive. Which way will you kick? Turn with your backs that way, gentlemen. Ole Miss will receive. Shake hands, have a great Cotton Bowl.
Chris DeVota caught up with Mike Leach a few seconds ago.
On paper, Texas Tech appears to have the edge. They have the higher ranking, the better record. But Coach Leach, we know this game is not played on paper. What concerns you about this Ole Miss team?
Well, they're really a good team. They've beat Florida and they lost Alabama by just a few points. Their defensive front's really good, and they've got an unorthodox offense that puts it in everybody's hands. So truly a good team, and but we're looking forward to the opportunity to play them.
I know unorthodox is something you enjoy. Any card tricks up your sleeve today?
Not today. Not today, hopefully, because we may need some, but we'll see how it goes.
All right, that's Coach Leach, a law school graduate. He's called a Renaissance man, the nutty professor, the mad scientist. Let the experimentation begin.
Mike Leach can be very enthusiastic, believe it or not. After talking with him, after Krista had a chance to chat with him, you might not believe that, but he is an outstanding coach.
Well, he's innovative, Pat.
Yeah.
And, he's been doing things down in Lubbock, Texas, University of Texas Tech there for a long time. Had great success.
Yeah.
Great success now. I mean, he's been to 9 straight bowl games here.
Every year he's been there. They've been to a bowl. Mike Wallace and Brandon Boland back deep for Ole Miss. Donnie Corona will do the kicking off. Beautiful day. My goodness, how could you get a better day? No wind, bright sunshine, 68 degrees the official temperature. Second highest it's ever been for a Cotton Bowl.
Great day to throw it all over the yard today.
Tell you what, you couldn't get a better day. Corona's kick is a line drive. It'll be fielded by Mike Wallace, and he can fly. He won't have a chance to fly right now as Texas Tech covers the kick very well. Jevin Sneed, the quarterback for the Ole Miss Rebels, has had an outstanding year. As Brian Baldinger mentioned earlier, he's had sort of a varied past. He originally scheduled to go to Florida, then transferred to Texas, and then transferred to Ole Miss. In the white shoes. Let's see how the Rebels do. Sneed's going to throw it on first down. Or maybe not. Not very well. Texas Tech's defense underrated by Jake Ratliff. Second down, the lineups. Michael Orr, whom Brian Baldinger mentioned earlier.
He's a good one.
Good offensive tackle, perhaps to the NFL in the first round come next year's draft. Sneed on second down. Good yardage, good hit. Odera Eason, the running back. Starting lineup for Texas Tech: Ratliff, Jones, Whitlock, and Brandon Williams. Up front, Bird, Duncan, Marlon Williams, the linebackers, and the secondary, Jamal War, McBath, Charbonnet. Sneed from the shotgun. Time to throw, and he gets a strike. Dexter McCluster, who's the tailback in the Wild Rebel. That's a pickup of 4th down and 14 A first down, they'll move the sticks.
McCluster comes out of the backfield on that play, Pat. He's the safety valve, and because Jevan Snead had such good protection from that very big offensive line, he was able to locate him late, laid out for the ball, makes the first big play of the game.
First down, Ole Miss. McCluster again. Flag on the play. McCluster gets a few, but not much. They'll review this one. Again, the referee is Jay Strickers. All the officiating crew from the Pac-10.
Illegal block in the back on the offense, number 19. 10-yard penalty, still first down.
Still first down. Andrew Harris called for the block in the back, number 19.
Now, this Ole Miss season really turned around at the University of Florida this year, where head coach Houston Nutt said, how about if we just don't turn the ball over? How about if we just don't help out the other team and we take care of it? He talked about that in the locker room before the game. Let's take care of the most prized possession we have. That also includes not beating yourself with the penalties.
And it was Florida who turned the ball over that day. And that's how Ole Miss won, basically. Here's Snead back to throw. Shuttle pass up quickly to Cordera Eason, and he gets back perhaps close to the original line of scrimmage. Pick up about 9.
You know, Pat, you watch all these bowl games that have been on TV during the holiday season here, and everybody is in that shotgun formation now with their quarterback behind the center. It's almost odd now that you see a team like Ole Miss with Jevan Snead actually take a snap from the center, drop back, play with the tight end, couple of receivers. They have the option, like they do now, to go into that spread, but they'll give you every look there is from the offense.
Snead from the shotgun with 2 wide outs to each side. A flag on the play, and it's incomplete.
A penalty flag. Prior to the snap, false start, 74.
False start
penalty,
on Michael
still second
Orr.
down.
The tackle we were talking about earlier as perhaps a first-round draft choice.
Well, he had a chance to come out last year, Pat, as a junior, and that was the year, this past draft, where 8 offensive tackles were drafted in the first round. I think most kids are better off by coming back and playing their junior and senior seasons and getting another year of seasoning in the college game before they go to that pro level.
Well, he said he realized he had a couple of phases of his game that he needed to work on, and he came back and worked on them. Snead, pass complete. McCluster makes the reception. Snead quickly back and quick release.
Take a look at Michael Orr working against a good pass rusher on that last play. Brandon Williams was in there. Did a good job out here of just his set. He did get stronger, spent more time in the weight room. You can see he's looking in at the ball because he can't hear in front of these 88,000 fans, just like you do in the NFL. One eyeball on the ball, one eyeball on his defensive player, got off of the ball in the right place.
Snead back on 3rd down. Incomplete. And the Rebs will have to punt.
When Jevan Snead misses early in the games, it's usually because he's high. And at the Cotton Bowl luncheon the other day, they had a little contest between the 2 quarterbacks.
He missed high.
He missed high to a fan right in front of him. So we thought maybe that's an omen for things to come as we start this game.
Rob Park with Eric Morris deep for Texas Tech. Morris back to punt. Pretty good kick. And great coverage. Doesn't get much better than that. So Ole Miss first possession is unsuccessful, and we'll have a look at the Texas Tech offense. Graham Harrell leads the Texas Tech offense, and what a year he's had. 406 completions, 568 attempts. That's mind-boggling.
Well, that's not his career, Pat. That's just this season.
That's just this year.
Yeah.
Texas Tech famous for their offensive line splits, similar to what Missouri did last year against Arkansas. Harrell rarely gets under center. Has time to throw. It's incomplete. Good coverage by Ole Miss. Eric Morris, the intended receiver. The rest of the Texas Tech offense, a huge offensive line. The wide receivers, Shannon Woods, Michael Crabtree, Eric Morris, and Detron Lewis, and Edward Britton. Sometimes they split 5 out. This time they have 4 with 2 backs. Harrell again in the shotgun, 2nd and 10. They run it better than you think they do. Incomplete. Good pressure on Harrell. More than perhaps he's used to. Here is the Ole Miss defensive lineup. Lockett, Jerry, Scott, Tillman. If you want to watch a defensive lineman, watch number 98. Hooray, Jerry.
They'll rotate about 10 or 11 guys up front of that defensive line, and the second group isn't much different than the first group.
Nope. But Jerry is some athlete. He can put some pressure on himself. He almost did again. Incomplete to Crabtree. Brian was just wondering during commercial how soon they'd go to Crabtree, and it's soon.
Well,
and why not?
Yeah, I mean, here he is on the outside. It's usually where he lines up. Looks like it's just man-to-man coverage here. There's no safety over the top. These two have connected for 40 touchdown passes over the last 2 years. And any time that Crabtree can get one-on-one on the outside, they will take that opportunity.
LaCour is the punter for Texas Tech. Marche Green back to return it. Line drive type kick, but a good one nevertheless. And Green will have some room to operate, and does. Cuts back inside, gets to midfield. Ole Miss takes over. On that exchange, they gained about 20 yards. Did the Rebs. 0-0 score.
How good is he?
They're faking it.
We're talking Hall of Fame. Lie to Me premieres Wednesday, January 21st on Fox.
A look from our AT&T Skyview. And that's a unique view from Skyview. That last exchange, that last possession by Texas Tech was only the 10th 3-and-out offensive series so far this year for Texas Tech.
So efficient, Pat.
Eason, the carrier, picked up a few.
So, Pat, you were talking about on Ole Miss's defense, Parade Jerry, guy that can really push the pocket, going to be a great professional player one day. His brother is John Jerry, the right tackle, who's bigger. I mean, he must have gotten to the dinner table a little bit earlier. He's about
or stayed a little later.
Yeah, he anchors the right side of that line. He was there for a long time.
Yeah. Ole Miss takes good splits in their offensive line. Here's Snead looking, and down he goes as the Texas Tech group puts the heat on. McKinnon-Dixon did the sack, or accomplished the sack.
That was two guys over here going to be coming. McKinnon-Dixon along with Rahone Henley. When Jevan Snead steps up, there's Dixon to bring him down along with Henley for the assist. And that's Ruffin McNeil, who's took over as defensive coordinator about halfway through the season last year, and immediately the defensive pressure went up for Texas Tech.
3rd and 9 as they did the Wild Rebel. That's the name of this offense when they snap the ball directly to McClusker. It's been effective for Ole Miss, but it brings up a 4th down, and they'll have to punt again.
It's been effective, Pat, but really McClusker is not a passer. He's not a thrower out of it. So really Texas Tech and Ruffin McNeil know they kind of stack the line of scrimmage, just anticipating a run, and they take away the pass because they don't throw it.
What formation is this?
That's a fake.
They got the first down. They accomplished what they wanted to accomplish. Andy Hartman ran it out of what looked like a punting formation, but he wasn't deep enough. Good job, Ole Miss. Houston Nutt is not above trying different things. And that time he caught Texas Tech off guard. And on 4th down, ran for a first.
Well, the punter on that play, Rob Park, went out wide, and it was just the 2 upbacks there.
Yep.
And so they had him. They caught him off guard. They weren't prepared for it.
Ole Miss with the ball on the ground, and Texas Tech got it back. Texas Tech recovered the fumble.
Well, Houston Nutt said they've got to take care of the football. It should be their most prized possession. And after the fake punt and a first down, they give it right back to the Red Raiders.
They had yardage. Not enough for a first down, but you can't leave it on the ground very long.
Eason's done a great job of taking care of the football, but ran right into Brandon Williams, and the ball got knocked out, and Bront Bird came up with that prized possession.
Cordera Eason, the fumbler. Texas Tech goes 1st and 10 from their 40. On first down, they can run it better than you think they can. You hear about their passing attack, but they are very proud of the fact that they can advance at running as well.
Well, they got 2 good backs, Pat. They're both about the same. That was Shannon Woods on that play. The other one is Baron Batch, number 2 and number 25. And really, right now, Graham Harrell is looking at the defense and deciding. I mean, he basically makes the decision what play to run. It's all on his wristband, and it's all from his repetitions he gets during the week as to what to call.
And he makes the changes, as you see, after he gets back in deep formation. Now this is outside. Lyle Leong made the reception, enough for a first down. Texas Tech gets good mileage out of that play.
Yep. That's just their quick hit screen, but we were out at Texas Stadium watching Graham Harrell run his offense the other day, and he must throw it 200, 250 times a day in practice running plays, and when he's not throwing it, he's throwing it some more in drills. I mean, They never stop throwing the football the entire day.
He is very bright as well as very athletically talented. Pass is complete to Detron Lewis, and that'll be another Texas Tech Red Raider first down. 11-yard pickup.
You mentioned that he was bright, Pat. I mean, he's a guy that's a perfect 4.0 student. Not many of those guys playing college football.
No.
And he can throw.
Not many of those guys anywhere.
I don't know, maybe. Not in my circles, but
no.
But Graham Harrell certainly can throw it accurately, and that's the #1 attribute that Mike Leach is looking for in his quarterback.
Pass is complete as the defender fell down. It's a touchdown, Texas Tech. Edward Britton made the reception and the touchdown from 35 yards out. A strike from Graham Harrell as the Ole Miss defender fell down, and he was wide open.
Well, it was set up by the fumble, Pat, and they capitalized. But if you fall down against Graham Harrell, you're going to pay. He's going to find you instantly. He sees the whole field. And Marshae Green fell, and Britton was the recipient, and we've got our first score of the day.
Here's Matt Williams for the extra point. He's quite a story, which we'll get into when we have time. The extra point is good, and it's 7-0 Texas Tech. The scoring drive, 61 yards in 4 plays. Quickly done. Texas Tech 7, Ole Miss nothing. First quarter, 6:31 left. And here's a look at the touchdown pass from Graham Harrell. Watch as the Ole Miss defender falls down.
That'd be Marshae Green in the white jersey. Takes him what you call an arrow route. Takes him inside, bounces outside. And the moment Marshae Green slipped, Graham Harrell had the ball out there to the open receiver.
There's Graham Harrell, and what a bright young man he is.
You know, he's a local kid from Ennis, Texas, here, about 30 minutes outside of Dallas. His dad was his high school coach. Ran his offense here during his glorified high school days. How many great high school quarterbacks we've seen coming out of the Texas here recently. Just tied Colt Brennan in the NCAA record books for the most touchdown passes in a career. A very proud parent. Grant's mother making the trip from Ennis, Texas. Not a far trip.
Nope. But he's got a lot of tickets today. He got a lot of fans here today. Corona to Mike Wallace. Again from the goal line. Wallace starts out. And it goes back to about the 15. Given a ride by the Texas Tech coverage team. Led by Franklin Mission.
Now, Ole Miss turned it over the last time, and Texas Tech went 4 plays and put it in the end zone. And Texas Tech is very difficult to beat when they score first. Just gives the defense that much more confidence that the offense can score from anywhere on the field at any time.
The one thing that Houston Nutt talked about more often than any. Pass by Snead is complete on first down. That's Shea Hodge who makes the good catch and stays in bounds and picks up a few extra yards. But Houston Nutt was talking about, we got to stop the turnovers. We got to stop fumbling. We got to stop the interceptions.
Well, they're 4 losses this year, Pat, or by a total of 19 points. They turned it over 5 times against Vanderbilt. They lost in the last second by Wake Forest. I mean, very close losses. They said that was the difference, was the turnover.
Snead hands off straight ahead to Brandon Bolden. Let's go down to Jeannie Velasco.
Pat, thank you so much. So much talk this year about the turnaround of Ole Miss, but maybe the comeback story of the year, that of Michael Orr for several years. It was about 7 years ago he was walking the streets of downtown Memphis on the way to the gym. He wasn't going to work out, guys. He was looking for heat. He was homeless. The 2 lovely people that are with me now, Sean and Leanne Tui, they saw the young man. They could not drive on by, so they stopped to have a chat with him.
McBath. Touchdown, Texas Tech. Interception, another turnover. 45 yards. And Texas Tech breaks on top in a hurry. Jevin Snead. I don't know if he didn't see him or just laid it out there. Or didn't expect him. Certainly.
Darcel McBath leads this team now with his 7th interception this season. He jumped that route, and it was nothing but an Ole Miss end zone in front of him. A senior making his last start for Texas Tech. And he'll take that contribution early in his game.
I would guess so. Matt Williams. The extra point's good. It's 14-0 quickly. With 5 minutes and 22 seconds left in the first quarter. Texas Tech 14, Ole Miss nothing. And the Rebels are stunned.
Well, Jevin Snead's going to be throwing the ball out to the flat. And the ball got tipped right at the line of scrimmage there. And I think that the tip by Jake Ratliff kind of...
Jake Ratliff, yeah.
Jake, knocked the ball off its path. And McBath was the happy recipient. Nice piece of celebration on the sideline by the Red Raiders.
Well, they've got something to celebrate about. 14-0 they lead. Those 2 turnovers, the interception, first the fumble and then the interception. Mike Wallace standing back deep at his goal 5-yard line again. Lila Bro, I beg your pardon. Wallace stays on his feet out to about the 24. Michael Orr is the son of Denise Orr and Sean and Leanne Toohey. Mr. and Ms. Toohey are standing by with Jeannie Zalesko.
Yes, and you found a way to inspire a young man. Maybe you can inspire Ole Miss. We'll get to that in a moment. Let's talk about the fact you see a young man on the sidewalk. You pick him up, you take him, and he's homeless. You give him some education, you give him a little God, and he's standing here today at the Cotton Bowl. Is this unbelievable?
Well, yeah, I think it's unbelievable if you try to look backwards, and it's just not something we're allowed to do. So everybody else thinks it's kind of unbelievable. Us, it's Friday. You know, it's just kind of another day. But if you look in retrospect, he's done an amazing job of you know, filling in the gaps of really missing time. You know, people be really surprised how incredibly independent he is and intelligent. Obviously, he was always smart. So, you know, I was just doing what my wife said. I'd have probably drove past him if she hadn't made me pull over. So, you know, I get a little credit. I shouldn't probably get any.
All right, so let's go to the Proud Mama. I see the pin. What made you stop?
He just looked like he needed someone to grab him and give him a big hug. So that's what we've tried to do for the last 6 or 7 years. And he has been an incredible kid. And we have had a wonderful ride. And we're just looking forward to the future.
And, of course, the final chapter of the story yet to be written. There is a book, quite honestly, that was published a few years ago, guys. But I think there's the NFL in his future. And that will be the most perfect ending to this story. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jeannie.
That book, Pat, was called The Blind Side, the evolution of the left tackle, the position Michael Orr plays, and position I think that he's well suited for to play at the NFL come next spring.
In the meantime, we missed a scramble by Jevon Sneed in which he picked up enough yardage for a first down. And then a carry that got 6 more, so that was second down that you just witnessed. And there's a flag on the play.
Offside on the defense.
Offside on the defense. That should be another Ole Miss first down.
Right, Pat. In Ole Miss right now, they can't panic. I mean, they were down 17-7 to the University of Florida this year. They played a perfect second half, came back, won that game, and they can't really get out of their character. Their character right now is to basically ball control, play keep away from Texas Tech. They need to put a good drive together and get back into this game.
Led by Houston Nutt, I don't think they will panic. He, of course, was 10 years at Arkansas. This is his first year at Ole Miss, and they love him. Here's Sneed. Pass complete to the Texas Tech 40 and out of bounds.
That's a good-looking throw, Pat.
Yep.
Stepped up in the pocket that time. Just pulled the cord on it, let it rip. Nice tight spiral to the outside.
Summers on the reception end.
Texas Tech 40-yard line.
Texas Tech pointing that maybe feet didn't get down inside, but looks like there may be a review right now. Good from upstairs.
Summers made the reception. Jevon Sneed, as we mentioned, first committed to Florida, and then they signed Tim Tebow, so he figured I better go somewhere else.
Went to Texas.
And he went to Texas, and they had Colt McCoy, so he thought, well, maybe I better leave here. So after a year at Texas, he went to Ole Miss.
Just looking at that finish of the play, Pat, it looks like that ball came out. And if that's the case, there would not be possession. You got to take that ball all the way to the ground. It looked like it was coming out. This play may come back.
But it did look like he got the feet in bounds. There's Mike Leach.
His expression doesn't change much.
Unique personality.
Take another look here to the outside. Now that ball comes out. It's been a bang-bang play, whether they rule that possession long enough before it came out when it hit the ground. It'll be a judgment call. Looks like it's moving there.
Yep.
If that's the case, that should not be a reception.
The 73rd Cotton Bowl. Long time in this stadium.
After review, it was determined that the pass was incomplete. Incomplete. Texas Tech ball, second down on the 44-yard line.
Well, you heard the referee, Jay Strickers. And they're ruling after they had a look at it. The ball did come out, as you said, Brian. And so it's ruled incomplete. It was a good throw by Snead, however.
Great throw. Great throw. Perfect position. And Summers did have his feet in bounds. He just didn't take it all the way to the ground with him without it coming out. I mentioned the 73rd Cotton Bowl. Pat, this is the final Cotton Bowl here.
Yeah, final in this stadium.
In this historic palace here.
Snead on the quarterback draw. He had some room to his right if he had gone. But that's easy for me to see from up here. Flag on the play.
After the play, there are 2 personal fouls. Personal foul on the offense, 74. Personal foul on the defense, 84. Those penalties offset. That'll be 3.
Brandon Williams from Texas Tech and Michael Orr for Ole Miss, the culprits.
Good matchup too, Pat. I mean, Brandon Williams, kind of their sack king here at Texas Tech, had 11 this year. Looks like got an NFL body in there. Michael Orr, these two could see each other for a long time in the NFL against each other.
Orr won that battle. Snead's pass complete to Mike Wallace. And that should be enough for a first down. And that's a good throw as well.
Very good throw to Wallace. Getting him involved in a passing game, but it starts with the protection. You mentioned Michael Orr. What he was doing against Brandon Williams gave him a good pocket that time. You see the set. Mike Orr looking in at the ball here. Going to kick out with that left foot. Williams tries to spin. Pushes him away. Good set.
Good footwork. 15-yard pickup, enough for a first down for Ole Miss. As they set up at the 40-yard line. Here comes the reverse. And the throw off the reverse. And the pass is caught inside the 15-yard line at about the 8. Markeith Summers made the reception at about the 13-yard line. They'll put it down at the 11.
Don't let it be said that Texas Tech is the only team that has innovation in the offense. This is the old double reverse.
This is out of the Wild Rebel.
Yeah. It's interesting, you know, that Wild Rebel was really started by Houston Nutt's brother, David Nutt.
Right.
A long time ago. Of course, it's an old formation.
Danny Nutt.
Danny Nutt, yeah. And you're quite familiar with this formation, the old wing team, basically. Just a way to put the ball in the playmaker's hands, but giving it back to Jevan Snead. And his first big throw of the day.
Texas Tech 14-0. The AT&T Cotton Bowl Classic on Fox is sponsored by Budweiser. Reach for the perfect balance of flavor and refreshment. Budweiser, the great American lager. It's 1st and 10. Ole Miss at the Texas Tech 11. The Red Raiders lead it 14-0, but Ole Miss has a first down in the red zone. The Wild Rebel. McCluster gets it inside the 10 to about the 8. Make it the 9. Couple of yards.
Houston Nutt, the head coach, the play caller, always animated.
Yep.
Always upbeat. Said that switch from Arkansas after 10 years there was good for both parties. Good for the University of Arkansas. Great for Ole Miss. Said he loves the community of Oxford, Mississippi. Everybody's pulling for him. A great support in Oxford here these days.
Snead rolls left. Touchdown Ole Miss to Gerald Harris. Harris from Snead makes it closer. 8 yards. Touchdown pass. Good execution by Jevan Snead and by his tight end.
Good call by Houston Nutt.
Yep.
Now the first time that they've really done any kind of counteraction. That was off a bootleg fake. Had the defensive end Brandon Williams right in his face and got the ball out of his hands quickly.
Jonathan Sheen for the extra point. And it's good. 14. I believe it's good. Yes, it is.
Ole Miss 7.
Well, Snead, now here's Gerald Harris here. It's going to fake here and then come outside. See the end right in his face, gets rid of the ball quickly, and then Gerald Harris does what all good tight ends should do. Square up and rumble yourself into the end zone. Beats Charbonneau there.
Broke the tackle.
Yep.
14-7. It's about the kind of game we expected. A lot of points, a lot of quick action. Houston Nutt, the scoring drive, 8 plays, 78 yards. Touchdown 8 yards out to Harris from Jevin Snead. It's a good-looking drive.
Yeah, very good-looking drive. Good, there's a good mix. And they overcame the challenge where the ball was, looked like it was complete, knocked in out of the hands of Summers. Overcame that. Good protection for Jevin Snead on that drive. Offensive line asserted itself.
David Hankins will kick off. Redshirt freshman. Takes Jamar Wall at about the 6-yard line. And good coverage by Ole Miss. They're down in a hurry and a bunch of them. Nissan Z-Factor in today's game is Michael Crabtree. The Nissan Z-Factor brought to you by the all-new Nissan 370Z, the world's first synchro match manual transmission. For more information on today's Nissan Z-Factor, log on to foxsports.com. Keyword cotton. Keyword today is the Cotton Bowl as Texas Tech again spreads wide on the offensive line. Here's Harrell. Handoff straight ahead. Brian Batch breaking tackles. Gets a Tech first down. Let's go down to Chris Devoda.
Thanks, Pat. Yeah, Coach Leach, the mad scientist, having to rally his troops as Ole Miss picks up some momentum. What did he do after the first series? His Red Raiders going 3 and out, something very uncharacteristic for this team. He changed shirts. He went from a short sleeve white shirt to a short sleeve white shirt. When we talked to him earlier this week, he said he's not superstitious, just routine.
You think that's routine? Pass complete to Eric Morris from Graham Harrell, who is very accurate and very quick.
Watch this shot inside against Parade Jerry, the defensive tackle. Watch that shot by Brandon Carter and Hamby there. They double-teamed him, hit him double-fisted punches to the chest, knocked him right down, giving Harrell time to throw that ball.
Jerry is a guy to watch. He can put some heat on by himself. This pass is incomplete. Intended for Detron Lewis. Incomplete.
A lot of teams are afraid to press these wide receivers of Texas Tech. Detron Lewis, Michael Crabtree, but Ole Miss said we're gonna mix it up. We're gonna get up there. We're gonna challenge them. They're challenging them on this play. Crabtree comes out to the right side.
4 wideouts this time, 2 to each side. Graham Harrell pointing. Crabtree out of bounds and incomplete. If he had caught it, it would have been out of bounds.
Yeah, you don't see many of those. I mean, for Michael Crabtree not to have a catch today. I mean, that's news. That's breaking news all by itself. He was injured in his last regular season game against Baylor, a right ankle sprain. I don't know that he's still 100% coming back from that high ankle sprain.
Well, he says he might be close to 100%, but not quite. He's out of the game right now. Graham Harrell, Ole Miss showing blitz, and here they come. Pass is incomplete. Off the hands of Lyle Leong. Good throw by Graham Harrell. The ball was there.
You have to throw like that, Mike Leach might have to change his shirt again.
Might.
Or his socks or something.
Fourth down coming. Jonathan LaCour. Marche Green.
For the Red Raiders, Jonathan LaCour.
Red Raiders in their new red shoes. Took a Texas Tech bounce. Fielded about the 15. Let's see if we can figure out what happened to Michael Crabtree. Being worked on the bench. Obviously the training staff looking at his injured ankle.
It's 1st and 10 for Ole Miss at their 15-yard line.
This is back to the Baylor game, which Brian talked about, and the injury to Crabtree. High right ankle sprain is what he got as a result of that collision or that takedown. He's been icing it ever since it happened. Obviously, it's still a problem. Here's Snead. Wide open and well behind everybody. And Snead just a little too far. Mike Wallace was the man who broke free.
Well, they've got two good receivers, Mike Wallace and Shea Hodge. That's the old stop and go right there. You know, stop at the light post and go to the Buick. And Jevan Snead knows he's not going to get a whole lot of opportunities like that today. And Houston Nutt right there saying, just loft it up there. You don't have to go the line drive. Just up and over. Let him go get it.
He was open, no question about it. Here's Snead back to throw again, and here's a draw play and room to run. And a good run by Bolden. He's going to get about 8 yards. Time running out in the first quarter. Less than 10 seconds left to play in the first quarter. 14-7, Texas Tech leads Ole Miss. That is the end of the first quarter, with Ole Miss deep in their own territory trying to get out. But Texas Tech leading 14-7. The AT&T Cotton Bowl Classic on Fox is sponsored by the new A&T, your world delivered, and by Diet Dr. Pepper. There's nothing diet about it. And by Pizza Hut. Get ready for a whole new way to eat pizza with the natural from Pizza Hut. Now we're eating. A look from our AT&T Sky View. A unique look, indeed.
And not an empty seat or an empty row or a bench inside this refurbished Cotton Bowl.
They've had a sellout since it was first announced the two teams were coming. 88,000 plus. Enrique Davis, the ball carrier. So far, Jevan Snead has 102 yards passing. Graham Harrell 66. Doubt that will last.
A little surprising. Two local products here.
Right.
Jevan Snead from Stephenville, Texas, just on the other side of Fort Worth.
Just another reason why they got 88,000 people here.
They like their football.
Yep. Snead throws outside quickly. Dexter McCluster slips one tackle and picks up half the yardage needed for a first down. Today's attendance, 88,175, a new TNT Cotton Bowl record. Previous record was 77,000 before they enlarged it for Arkansas and Georgia. Got some blocking, and this is McCluster, and McCluster will get a first down for the Rebs.
You know, this Dexter McCluster is the smallest player on the field. He's also the quickest. And, you know, we've been talking about him in that wild rebel formation where he's the quarterback and he has options. But at the tailback, at the receiver, he's really, you know, 3 ways that they can use him now: quarterback, receiver, and running back. And behind this huge offensive line that Houston Nutt has put together, he is a featured player. And off to a good start.
Ole Miss has done what you said, Brian. They haven't lost their focus, their poise. They got behind by 14 quickly. Here's McCluster again. Off the left side this time for about 6 yards.
And Pat, you know, one of the advantages you have when you're this conventional offense that Ole Miss can run like this, where it's they huddle up, they take their time, they methodically move the ball. You play keep away. Keep the ball away from Graham Harrell, away from Mike Leach's offense. And that's part of their game plan here today. And right now, I think even though they're losing, I think they're executing what they want to do better than what Texas Tech is.
Second and call it 6. Beautiful day. You couldn't ask for a better situation. No wind. Perfect 68-degree temperature. Just couldn't be better. For the 73rd Cotton Bowl, the last in this stadium. Here is Snead back to throw it. Duncan knocked it down.
About when Houston Nutt was talking to us the other day about when he first came on board, asked if any player on Ole Miss had ever been to a bowl game. Not one player.
Not one put up his hand.
Nah, never been to a bowl game. And, you know, they've sort of rallied around that. He said, you follow me, you come together as a team, we take advantage of the talent we have, we can get to a bowl game. They're a very happy group to be here. Not just happy to be here, they want to really win this game.
3rd and 6. Snead to throw it. Swings it outside, and they'll get the first down. This is Brandon Bolden, and a good move to slip by a tackler and pick up first down yardage.
Big time move by Brandon Bolden, who had a great day against the University of Florida. Here he is going to slip on the outside. Makes a good move to get the first down. Strong runner. And it just lets the defense expand. There's the move on the outside. Great block.
Yeah.
We're talking about McCluster and all the different phases he excels at. We didn't mention that at 165 pounds, he can lay some wood on a defensive player.
Here's McCluster again. Slipped down as he crossed the 40-yard line. Or maybe not quite that far. Didn't quite get to the 40, to the 41.
That right there. I mean, you talk about the time of possession and what Ole Miss wants to do. That's a big part of it.
That's been part of their plan, to occupy the clock. Mike Leach frustrated by not being able to get his offense on the field. Graham Harrell. I don't think just any quarterback could run that Texas Tech offense. Snead with time tries to throw deep. Touchdown! What a catch by Mike Wallace. Touchdown. 2 defenders right there with him, and he came up with the football. And we're about to have a tie score. Good catch by Mike Wallace. Terrific.
And a great throw, Pat. I mean, he took a shot. I don't know how the ball fell through the 2 defenders into Wallace's hands. I said they've got 2 really good receivers in Shea Hodge and Mike Wallace. And here it is. Great concentration. Boy, great possession.
Oh, he's got it.
Oh, yeah.
I think they're holding things up to review it, but he's got it.
No, I don't think so. Rowland had a chance for it. He never saw the ball.
They might take another look at it, but look as many times as you want. This is a touchdown.
Yeah. Now, he got an arc on that ball. Look at that. Juggled it in his right hand, back to his left hand, kind of ping-ponged it back and forth.
Yep.
But what you don't see from that angle is he got it together before he hit the ground.
Review. The ruling on the field is confirmed. Play result on the touchdown.
It is a touchdown. No doubt about it. Heck of a catch by Mike Wallace, and it's 14-14, depending upon this extra point. That scoring drive, and a very impressive one by Ole Miss, was 10 plays, 85 yards, 41-yard touchdown pass to Mike Wallace. Sheen for the extra point. Driven through and good. And it's 14-14. Texas Tech broke early. 14-14. That was a good-looking drive by Ole Miss. They put a good offense together.
You know, they got a mix, Pat. They got the run game going. You know, they're possessing the clock. The quarterback right now, Javon, is just is taking control of this game. And then the big throw down the middle of the field to Wallace, the big play receiver. You can't throw it any better or catch it any better than that. What do you think might happen from now on? Ole Miss broke behind. Texas Tech got on top quickly. Well, you know, Texas Tech is a fast break offense. They can score at any time from anywhere on the field, but without Crabtree looking like he's a little banged up today, they may not have their go-to guy that they've been leaning on all year. We'll keep track of what happened to Michael Crabtree. David Hankins, short kickoff. Let's now go down to Chris Devoda.
Well, Pat Bryan, you talked about Michael Crabtree, that injury he suffered in the season finale, regular season against Baylor. His right ankle is hurting. He's been limping up and down the sideline. During that Ole Miss series, he was on the stationary bike. He finally is off the bench, helmet on, but he is definitely limping a little and stretching that right ankle.
Crabtree goes out wide to the right this time, along with another receiver in the slot. As they go with 2 right, 3 right, and 1 left. Graham Harrell out of the shotgun. He was hurried by Parade Jerry, who was all over him very quickly, tried to throw the screen pass after looking right, and then back to his left. Here he is, right in the middle here. I mean, the right guard in that play is Brandon Carter, and it's a screen pass, and you got to hold him up for more than a half a count. You got to count more than he did. Got to count to at least 1 Mississippi, Pat, before you let him go. Harrell, pass complete. Edward Britton made the reception. It's a Texas Tech Red Raider first down, 18-yard pickup. This one to Edward Britton here on the outside, just a comeback route. They only have about 46, 47 plays in the game plan today. They just believe in repeating plays, and the ones that work, they just keep coming back to them. Pass complete out to Swindoll for about 6 yards. Maybe 7. Bring up a 2nd and 3 as Texas Tech can move the football. Harrell 6 out of 13. Remember, he had that 3 and out the first series, the first time they've done that in this game. As a matter of fact, 10 times all year that they've been 3 and out. 2nd, about 3. 2 maybe. Whatever it is, they won't get it as Ole Miss surges. Shannon Woods was the ball carrier, and he got nothing.
Stop prior to the ball coming loose.
On this 3rd and 2, Pat, that's coming up, this is when it's interesting watching this Texas Tech Raider offense play, because they're not really a power football team. They won't line up and take the ball from the center. They like to throw it on these downs. So, you know, you watch for Texas Tech or Ole Miss right here to get up and really challenge these receivers and not let them get any easy routes. They do just that, although they do have 2 deep safety men. Blitz coming, showing by the safety man. Tech picks it up, and they get the first down. As Eric Marks breaks 1 tackle and gets another
3 or 4 yards after that, down to the Ole Miss 40.
That's the guy they call the elf.
Yep.
Eric Morris. Smallest of statue. Pick up the blitz just fine. Get him one-on-one on the outside. And really the danger, anytime Texas Tech throws, can you tackle the catch?
Yep.
Because these guys are all so dangerous after they get it in their hands.
1st and 10 at the 40. Harrell has the back on either side of him. Fires outside. Michael Crabtree. That's the first pass he's caught today. That's a surprising statistic. Harold Crabtree very close. Worked together after practice. Spent a lot of time together. And they have on and off the field since they both got to Texas Tech.
That's a big-time throw by Graham Harrell across the field to Crabtree.
Harrell shuttle pass. Forward to Brian Batch. Stopped quickly by James Cornell.
You know, that Michael Crabtree is an interesting story, Pat. He's from Dallas Carter High School right in the south part of town here, and he was a high school quarterback. Yet when Mike Leach came to recruit him, he said, look, we want to make you a receiver. He was all for it. He was ready to become a college wide receiver, and he's worked at it.
Harrell, quarterback sneak for the first down. Gets across the 30, and I think he got it. Doesn't do that very often.
Well, they play with such big, wide splits between the guards and the tackles that there's natural lanes to run between, and that's what he did.
They show blitz again, and this time Harrell just barely gets it off. And just a little too far, intended for Edward Britton. Crowd thought he was interfered with, but no flags.
Well, they went after Marche Green, and Britton did get behind him. You see they came with the blitz 6-man, and any quarterback that's going to be featured in a passing offense has to be able to stay in there the way Graham Harrell just did. Take a hit and get rid of the football. The crowd doesn't like the fact that there was some contact at the end of the play, but sometimes it's good just to let these guys play.
I think it was not catchable, as Harrell was under the heat when he had to let it go. He changes the plays, as Brian pointed out, often at the line of scrimmage.
Timeout. Texas Tech University. Timeout number 2.
Texas Tech took a timeout.
It's also a media.
And they have one
timeout.
left. Score tied at 14 between the Ole Miss Rebels and the Texas Tech Red Raiders. The AT&T Cotton Bowl Classic on Fox is sponsored by Chevy, an American Revolution. Our first down line is brought to you by AT&T. Second and 10 for Texas Tech when the action gets started. Again, the Red Raiders have a huge offensive line. All of them 350 or better. The draw play, straight ahead with room. That's going to be close. Shannon Woods broke it down inside the 5 to about the 1.
Ran right behind today's captain, Luis Vasquez, the left guard for Texas Tech. And that hole opened up. Going to come right over inside here on this handoff. Good block by Vasquez on the linebacker, and the rest was Shannon Woods.
26-yard gain, first and goal. Harold changing the play again at the line of scrimmage and up under to make sure that the offensive line hears what he's calling. Throws the pass. Touchdown to Michael Crabtree. On the way down, he made that reception. Harold's throw on the money, but Crabtree with an outstanding effort.
I think the key word is money, because that's what this combination has been the last 2 years has been money. Graham Harrell to Michael Crabtree, just breaking the NCAA records for most touchdown passes in history. Now Graham Harrell above Colt Brennan with a new standard.
Matt Williams for the extra point to make it 21-14. That's successful. And the Red Raiders back on top by a touchdown. It's 21-14. Let's go down to Chris Devoda.
Thanks, Pat. With one of Texas Tech's most famous alums, Pat Green, 3-time Grammy-nominated country singer. How much do you love Red Raider football?
Are you kidding, man? This is the greatest year of all time for us. I'm so proud of our guys. You know, a couple of big turnovers, got us some points on the board early, and now it's just stick it out.
All right, and Mike Leach listens to Pat Green's music. What I'm For, his new album comes out later this month. What he's for today is a Texas Tech win.
Pat Green, very famous in these parts. Graham Harrell, by the way, 10 out of 18 for 113 yards and 2 touchdowns today. And those 2 get him in unique company, or make him the leader in the unique company. Good kick. Fumbled in the end zone, and wisely Mike Wallace stays there. 21-14 with 7:44 left to play in the second quarter before halftime here at the Cotton Bowl. I'm sure you're dying to know. His name is Raider Red. Wonder why.
The red hair, the red beard.
Could be.
The name Red Raider. Raider Red. Great legion of fans who followed the Red Raiders to Dallas for this contest.
A lot of alumni here. Here straight ahead is the Ole Miss running back, Brandon Bolden. And he picks up good yardage, about 6.
Pat, the man responsible for Texas Tech's defense is Ruffin McNeil.
Right.
He was elevated to that position about halfway through last season, and almost from the day he took over as the coordinator, this Red Raider defense has improved. He's given them an identity. Not easy to have an identity on a team that's so well known for its passing. But I love one of his lines. He said that cloudy minds, slow legs. Clear minds, fast legs. You need to play with fast legs in this series.
And that's why he shuffles so many people on his defensive lines.
Timeout number 1.
To keep them fresh. Ole Miss takes this timeout. They have 2 left in the first half. Jevin Sneed, by the way, is 10 out of 15 for 160 yards. Tonight, the FedEx Bowl Bash continues with the All-State Sugar Bowl as Utah looks to complete an undefeated season when they battle John Parker Wilson and Alabama. Our coverage of the All-State Sugar Bowl begins tonight at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 4:30 Pacific, in high definition, only on Fox.
Ole Miss gave Alabama quite a game.
Yeah. And Alabama at that time was ranked number 1 in the country.
Lost by 4 points in Tuscaloosa that day. Had a chance to win it near the end. Nick Saban was very impressed by this Ole Miss team.
I think I am too. Are you?
Oh, yeah.
McCluster gets close to first down yardage. Got to get across the 30.
Cluster's been busy today.
Yes, he has.
All phases of the game. Type of kid that just doesn't get fatigued out there.
3rd down and a yard, call it. The Ole Miss band, as you would expect, in attendance. They need a yard. Sneed will get it outside the 30. That yellow line you see, of course, is the first down, but that's not official.
What is official is the fact that when Jevan Snead took over here this year, he was one of the missing ingredients for Houston Nutt in turning this program around, is to get a quarterback that could stabilize the offense, a guy that the other players, defense and offense, all believe in, and they do believe in Jevan Snead.
And they believe in Houston Nutt as well. Here's Snead back to throw it. Going to be high and long. And he wasn't open for Mike Wallace.
Well, Mike Wallace, what we've seen from the touchdown catch he had earlier, they'll throw it to him when he's double covered. I mean, they just believe in his abilities and let him go make the play. That one was just too far for Wallace to get.
Second down, 10. Two wide receivers go left for Ole Miss, one right. As usual, Snead has a back in the backfield with him. That's miscommunication between the receiver and the quarterback. Lionel Bro, the intended receiver. Snead thought he was going to break it outside. He went inside.
That one of the matchups we've been watching today is Brandon Williams against Michael Orr, and this time Williams had a good spin move to the inside against Orr. Kind of leaned on him and he got a hit on Jevan Snead late. I don't think that affected the throw, but this is a very talented athlete, Brandon Williams.
Oh boy,
one of the best,
very quick
in all the Big 12.
Here is Snead, and again a timeout for Ole Miss. They weren't happy with the play or weren't happy with something they saw, and that's two timeouts that they've used. One left. A look from our AT&T Sky View. That camera swinging across the field from above the offensive and defensive units of either team. 3rd and 10, and a big down here for Ole Miss. Big down for Texas Tech as well. Snead. McClusker. He is elusive.
Nice call. Nice call on the wide receiver screen to McCluster, who's having a heck of a day. Picks up a couple blocks.
32-yard pickup.
Goes in motion. Jamar Wall out there, comes back for the ball. Gets a good block out there. A couple linemen down there laying some good blocks.
I'm telling you.
The guy's throwing the blade out there, just chopping him down at the knees. And McCluster's a hard guy to find. He's little, but boy, is he quick.
1st and 10, Ole Miss at the 37-yard line. McCluster again picking his way inside the 30. Let's go down to Jeannie Velasco.
Well, Jevan Snead knows football, but he also knows timing is everything. He's making a lot of trips to the sidelines to readjust plays with Coach Nutt, hence the timeouts. Of course, out of high school, he committed to Florida, only to have a guy named Tim Tebow swoop in for the Gators. So he went to Texas, only to take a seat, watch some guy named Colt McCoy put together a breakout year. With Heisman candidates in his way, Snead realized he needed to create his own opportunity. He certainly has with Ole Miss, and they're working on it right now as well.
He has done a good job indeed. Mike Wallace again on the reception from Snead. That'll be another Ole Miss first down.
Jevan Snead getting some instructions from Houston. I think anytime you get great quarterback play in a game, you got a good game. We have a great one here today.
Yeah.
The quarterbacks are sort of taking this thing over. They're taking care of the ball. Ball's getting out of their hands quickly, accurately right now. I don't know that either defense can slow the other one down.
Well, they knew each other. Snead and Graham Harrell from high school days. The pass is complete for a touchdown. His second of the day, Gerald Harris. 21 yards out from Jevan Snead. And back comes Ole Miss. was another perfect throw from Jevon Snead.
Robert McNeil's got a few more beads of sweat on his brow.
Yeah.
After that drive, he just saw the Red Raiders give up.
Sheen for the extra point. Right up the tunnel. And we have a tie again at 21. Houston Nuts unit moving well.
Coming right into your living room here, Pat. Gerald Harris with his second touchdown catch of the day, and on both catches, not only was there the catch, but the broken tackle afterwards.
Yep.
And then the celebration by the Hogs in the end zone. They'll make that trip there. They'll make that trip in the end zone to go celebrate a touchdown.
Snead was one of the first with the Hogs down to make it. David Hankins to kick off for Ole Miss, a redshirt freshman. On stage for one of the first times.
David Hankins kicking off today because Justin Sparks, their normal kickoff man, is out with mononucleosis. It's the first time he's ever played in a game for Ole Miss.
This is a decent kick to the 5. Fielded by Jamar Wall. Wall, and the coverage is, as it has been all day, pretty good. Texas Tech University is a finalist for the Pontiac Game-Changing Performance of the Year.
The throw goes to the right side for Crabtree. It's caught. He he's going Harris. Red Raider, unbelievable.
It's up to you, the fans, to help decide if the Red Raiders will win this year's award and the general scholarship contribution from Pontiac. Vote now at Pontiac.com NCAA to help determine the winner of the Pontiac Game-Changing Performance of the Year, which will be announced at the FedEx BCS Championship game on Fox. Penalty marker down.
Pat, I don't know if that play is going to win the award this year, but every time I turn the TV on, I'm watching a replay of it.
Well, it's certainly worth 2 or 3 looks.
Illegal shift on the offense. Penalties decline. Down will be 2.
Second down.
To the right side for Crabtree. It's caught. He he's going Harris. Red Raider, unbelievable. Red Raiders. Michael Crabtree has done it.
For excitement, it'll win, I'm sure.
Well, they knocked off the #1 Texas Longhorns that day, 39-33.
Graham Harrell, blitz coming up the middle. Harrell throws outside, incomplete. Michael Crabtree, the intended receiver. Harrell's down, and so is Crabtree.
Well, that usually doesn't, make for a connection when the quarterback is on his back seat and the receiver is as well.
Ole Miss had a blitz coming up the middle. (21-21) the score. Texas Tech and Ole Miss. Good first half. Here's Graham Harrell back to throw. He gets that screen again to Crabtree. And Crabtree, who is such an athlete, although hindered by that bad ankle, can't run like he usually does. But he is really some athlete.
Well, he's strong, and he almost got that. In fact, in 4th and 1, there's no hesitation here by Texas Tech.
They're going 4th and 1. Harrell, quarterback sneak, and he's going to be close. Ole Miss says he doesn't have it. He ducked his head and sneaked ahead.
Gutsy call, because that was every bit of a yard that he needed.
Maybe, maybe not. If they didn't make it.
They're all loaded up in here.
Yeah.
Got Bray Jerry, the All-American, right in the middle. He went underneath him, which is what you want to do, just submarine yourself.
Unpopular with the Ole Miss fans as that first down awarded to Texas Tech. Graham Harrell out of the spread as usual. Ole Miss again showing blitz, and here they come. Pass is picked off. Harrell's pass picked off by Vaughn. And Ole Miss will get a shot.
It's only the 8th interception by Grant Harrell all season. But in the biggest game here, the Cotton Bowl, Cassius comes up one-on-one coverage here.
That's one thing that Texas Tech said they relished. We hope for one-on-one. We hope for man-to-man. They think they can beat any man-to-man, but that time Vaughn was not to be beaten. 1st and 10 Ole Miss at the Texas Tech 45. Here's Snead. Look out behind you. Has time to get it out to the sideline just before he went down. Incomplete.
Shows us some of the athletic ability of Jevan Snead there to be able to get away from those defenders just to get rid of the ball. And with 2:46 to go in this first half, Pat, this is the highest scoring Cotton Bowl in the first half of all time. Seems to be a little confusion on Ole Miss's part.
And they take another timeout as a result of that confusion. And that's all of their allotted timeouts in this half.
Ole Miss.
Coming up on the Southwest Airlines Cotton Bowl halftime, we'll have a preview of tonight's All-State Sugar Bowl on Fox, along with coverage of the Ole Miss and Texas Tech marching bands, plus other pageantry and history here at the 73rd and final AT&T Cotton Bowl being played at this historic stadium. They've enlarged and enlarged, and this stadium has gotten to where it seats over 88,000. And that's how many are on hand today.
I just think that if you're going to have a game of this proportion in the largest crowd ever, you got to have a great game as well, and that's what we're watching here today.
Hand off to McClusker, and he's got some room, and look out. Stays on his feet. Inside the 10, inside the 12, inside the 15 to the 12-yard line. 34-yard scamper by McCluster. Charbonnet made the tackle.
Do about every move in the book.
Yeah.
Going to tap himself out on this one. He taps this helmet. Give me a little blow here, but through the hole. There's a cut. There's a cut. Dip the shoulder. Go out in the backyard and try that one.
Yeah.
At halftime today. Little spin move at the end. Heads up. Like a Ferrari racing through the streets.
Ole Miss with a chance to take the lead. McCluster keeps it himself down to the 10. They had a reverse showing, but McCluster didn't throw it back.
Well, he was tapping himself on the helmet after the long run. I guess they didn't get it. And what they do, they just gave it right back to him.
You're not supposed to get tired.
No.
Especially not if you're 170 pounds or whatever he is. Well, now he gets a rest.
Yeah, but this is a huge day for him. When the only thing missing was that crushing block that he threw in the first quarter.
2nd and 9. They're just outside the 10-yard line. Whoop. Snead started to slip down, finally throws and throws it away out of the end zone.
Mike Wallace coming back onto the field for the Rebels. Caught the long touchdown pass of 41 yards from Jevon Sneed. He goes wide right, a lot of room to work.
On third down, they can make it first down without a touchdown. And Sneed just pulls it down. Something happened. Flag on the play.
Delay of game on the offense.
A delay against Ole Miss. That's costly.
The whole time.
Houston Nutt doesn't necessarily agree with it.
He wanted the clock to be reset.
Still doesn't.
There was no foul on the play. The play clock did not start.
Houston was right.
The play clock to 25 seconds. Third down.
Houston was right. He won his argument.
Doesn't lose many of those, Pat.
Nope. So it remains 3rd and 10 at the 10. 3rd and 9 at the 10. Here's Sneed back to throw it. Fires, incomplete. Almost picked off, and that one would have been gone long in the other direction by Nickerson. Knocked down, and here comes the field goal unit for Ole Miss.
Jevon Sneed's got to be fortunate that this ball wasn't intercepted. He really stared him down, looked right at him, and Nickerson was looking at 100 yards of real estate.
Sheen for the field goal. Rob Park is the holder. 28 yards about. The field goal is good, and Ole Miss for the first time today takes the lead. They've been tied, but now they have the lead at 24-21. 1:11 left to play before halftime. And Ole Miss, I think, is a lot tougher than a lot of people thought they were going to be.
Well, they've been well tested, Pat. You know, you have to, when you go to LSU and you win convincingly, you go to Florida and you win.
At the Swamp?
At the Swamp. You go to Alabama, lose by 4 points. I mean, this is a road-tested team, a team tested throughout by the SEC. And when you look at Mike Leach talking to Graham Harrell, we're talking about that competition between the Big 12 and the SEC. Who's got the better conference? We'll see that conference represented in the national championship game here on Fox between Florida and Oklahoma.
And the Rebels won their last 5 in a row, so they're on a roll. They found out what the secret is. And Houston Nutt told his team, the more games we win, the warmer it'll be, the bowl game we go to. And it was 68 when this game started. Kickoff is fielded at about the 15 by Detron Lewis. And good coverage again.
In 2004, Eli Manning came to Dallas with some big shoes to fill. The Rebels were seeking their first major bowl victory.
I was here 5 years ago for Eli Manning's final game. A win by the Rebels last time they were in a bowl. Just saw Eli last Sunday in Minnesota with last-second loss to the Vikings. Of course, they've got the #1 seed in the NFC going into the playoffs beginning this weekend.
Father Archie was in attendance at that game. Here's Graham Harrell. And the officials stop it again.
Delay of game.
Delay of game.
On the offense, number 6. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
So they'll back him up 5.
Never gotten the feeling that Graham Harrell has really gotten into the rhythm that we see him on so many weekends throughout the season get into.
Well, his key receiver, Michael Crabtree, has not really been a factor so far. Harrell looks in that direction. Gets it to Shannon Woods. And they'll pick up a few, not many. Clock running with 45 seconds left before halftime. 2nd and 9. Harrell back to throw. Dumps it outside. Shannon Woods again, and this time he's close to first down yardage. Harrell has a extremely quick release. He gets rid of the ball almost as soon as it touches his hands. Almost like a double play combination.
Yeah, like turning a double play at shortstop.
Yeah.
Ball's in and out of his hands. They practice that every day on those type of drills.
Here comes the blitz, or the Ole Miss fakes a blitz, and there they go. Edward Britton, the receiver from Harrell this time, and they move the sticks again.
It's almost like what Ole Miss is doing with this no-huddle offense is they just had a whole line change like you would see in hockey. Just replaced all 4 defensive linemen on the fly that time, trying to keep them fresh.
Harrell going deep for Crabtree. And out of bounds. Overthrown just a bit.
Too many overthrows out of bounds to Crabtree today for Graham Harrell to be happy about his first half performance. That's about 3 deep ones that's where the balls ended up. See, because Texas Tech doesn't huddle up, Ole Miss doesn't huddle up. They just line up right where the offensive players are. No huddles on both sides.
Incomplete. Intended for Swindoll. Second down. They still need 10 from about their own 48. 16 seconds left before halftime. 15 seconds make it. Crabtree split wide right. That's where you would think he would throw if he has time. Again, Ole Miss on the blitz. Outside, complete. And out of bounds to Swindoll again this time. And that stops the clock with 9 seconds to go.
They'll give up all the 3-yard completions that they want to allow at this point.
4th and 5. Might as well try one more. The indication from Mike Leach. What he wants done. Harrell drops. Harrell has some time to run. And off to run he does. And look at this. Graham Harrell dives down and out of bounds at inside the 5-yard line, about the 3. And the touchdown runs out the half. As Kendrick Lewis saved a touchdown by Graham Harrell. This is some scramble here.
Well, it's a great scramble. He's not sure. Should I get down and maybe get out of bounds before I can save some time on the clock? And he realized that there was too much time already on the scramble. Just got as much as he could, but Kendrick Lewis saved.
That's the end of the first half with the score Texas Tech 21, Ole Miss 24. Genie Zalesko will return with the Southwest Airlines Cotton Bowl halftime show after these messages from your local Fox station.
See your world delivered by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. By Miller Lite, reach for the original Miller Lite. Great taste, less filling. Now that's a great thought. And by the all-new Dodge Ram, never back down from a challenge. Words to live by. The second half just minutes away. Shepard Smith not backing down. Can't wait to see how his Ole Miss Rebels will respond. So he's gone to the source. Houston Nutt.
Coach Houston Nutt, what'd you tell your team at halftime?
30 more minutes. 30 more minutes. One play at a time. Don't turn the ball over.
You had to call early turnovers, the difficult penalties. You climb back against a number 7 team in the nation. How'd you do it?
Can't help them, but I tell you what, I love the way our guys came back and fought hard. Just keep taking care of the ball.
Coach Nutt, good luck.
Thank you, buddy.
Jeannie, back to you.
Thank you, Shepard. Your work is done. Just go back to cheerleading. Pat Summerall, Brian Baldinger have an entire second half of action to bring our way. Gentlemen.
Thank you. And if it's anything like the first half, it'll be a honey, won't it?
Oh, well, stick around. I mean, we'll just blow kisses to everybody out there because it's the New Year's holiday right now, Pat, and we can't get a better game than what we have right now. Great quarterback play on both sides.
Houston Nutt put his finger on it. Don't turn the ball over. And that's what the way Texas Tech got their first 2 touchdowns. And that's what's happened.
Well, that's how they got their first 14 points. They got it off an interception, took that back for a touchdown, and then they had an interception for a touchdown. And take a look at it right here. I mean, there's Eddie Britton right there. Capitalized on the 1 turnover, and then Garcelle here, McBath, he takes this pick back for a touchdown, his 7th interception of the year. But Jevin Sneed came right back to his tight end, found him on a bootleg. 3 straight touchdowns on 3 straight drives. This 41-yarder, how beautiful was that to Mike Wallace between double coverage. Got Michael Crabtree involved with that short 2-yard touchdown catch by Crabtree. A little quiet for him in the first half, Pat, but he did get in the end zone.
Let's take a look at our first half stats brought to you by Dodge.
337 yards of offense by Ole Miss. A staggering first half. When they don't turn the ball over, this is a very, very good football team.
This is the first time in the history of the Cotton Bowl that both teams have scored more than 20 points. That's incredible. It's a better game than I think even we thought it was going to be. But I think if you look at Ole Miss particularly, they are a very happy team. They love Houston Nutt, and they play like they like being here. Kickoff return by Detroit Lewis. And Texas Tech will open the second half on offense. Graham Harrell at the controls. Well, I thought a little bit more from Michael Crabtree, wouldn't you?
Well, I would think so. Yeah, I mean, we'll see how healthy he is, Pat. I mean, you expect to play in this kind of a game of this magnitude with a bum ankle. Came in with one, being injured in his final regular season game against Baylor. He starts down at the bottom, wide right.
3 wide receivers out wide right. Graham Harrell behind the center. Another wide receiver wide left. The back behind him. Harrell takes his time and completes the pass. It's to Eric Morris. Picks up about 8. Let's go down to Chris Devoda.
Well, I talked to Coach Leach as he came out of the locker room. I said, what did you tell your team? He said, we just need to execute. It's a word that he stresses all the time. He says, we need to play this game like we do our practices. It's a Tuesday or a Wednesday. Don't think about it too much. I said, are your players tight? He said, I don't think so. I think we'll be fine. And remember, Texas Tech has come back from being behind the last 2 years in a bowl game.
2nd and 2. They got 8 yards on that first down. Ole Miss 24, Tech 21. They show blitz again. Harrell throws it outside. Tackle for no gain, maybe a loss of 1 by Shannon Woods, who made the reception. Walker made the tackle. I'm sorry.
Just to follow up on what Chris Devoda said about Texas Tech. This team doesn't change their philosophy. They don't go in and write up new plays or anything like that. They believe in what they do. They'll just come out and try to do it better. Like she said, just try to execute a little bit better.
With repetition, and just do it again. We'll do it better than you do it. That's what they think, at least.
Repetition is the mother of invention. Is that the way that quote goes back?
It does now.
Write it down.
Don't know if he got enough to get the first or not. I think he did. They'll move the chains after they decide where they're going to mark it.
First time they've been in that formation with Ryan Hale at the BH formation, number 47. Enough for the first down. Shannon Woods and Baron Batts, the 2 running backs, very underrated backs in an offense that's so well known for their passing efficiency.
They sort of go unnoticed as runners, but they're pretty good. Again, the Rebels blitz. Edward Britton.
First and 10.
In order for that pass to be completed, Pat, they needed good pass protection. That time, there is going to be a corner blitz coming here, and Baron Batch is going to come over and meet it. Protect the backside of Graham Harrell. Very good in protection. Very aware and got over there in time to pick up that free rush.
Another first down as Tech is on the move. They show blitz again. Harrell saw him coming, and they picked it up pretty well. Crabtree makes the reception, and these last two catches are this is incomplete. I beg your pardon. He didn't make the reception, but the last two have been diving catches. That one almost was.
Crabtree just got bumped by one of the Ole Miss players coming off the field. He's going to go down to meet this ball. He's going against Marshay Green. Good in cut. Ball slipped through. You can see that it was just trying to hide it and protect it so that maybe the officials wouldn't see it, but they were right on top of it.
2nd and 10. Safety blitz coming this time. The blitz man didn't make it there, but this intercepted by Ole Miss. And down the sideline goes Marshay Green. Touchdown Ole Miss. The Rebels come back quickly.
Well, Marshay Green is the benefactor of Michael Crabtree slipping on that play.
65-yard interception return.
Here's Crabtree. He's going to come down against Green, but his feet are going to come out from underneath him. A couple times he slipped today. There he is. Green is just waiting there for a nice holiday gift. Picks up a little convoy on the way.
Yes, he does. And the convoy gets blocking all the way into the end zone. Marshay Green. Sheen for the extra point. Extra point is good, and the Rebels lead by 10, 31-21. Ole Miss over Texas Tech. Graham Harrell has some work to do. Ole Miss 31, Texas Tech 21. The Rebels about ready to kick off. David Hankins to kick it off to Detron Lewis. Better kick this time. Chases Lewis, who'll bring it out from a yard deep in the end zone. Just outside the 20, about the 23. That's where the Red Raiders will take over. Graham Harrell. His intended receiver on that timing route slipped down. And the interception went for a Rebel touchdown.
Well, here's the play again. I mean, Michael Crabtree is just going to come off, kind of running out, and he loses his feet underneath him. Not even going full speed. That ball is supposed to go to the outside. He's thrown it to his back shoulder.
Yeah.
You mentioned that he's got a bad right ankle, but that didn't look like that was the result of a bad ankle. I mean, he just got his feet tangled up coming out of it.
Ole Miss ahead by 10. They show blitz again, and here they come again. Harrell just has to dump it to the left. Nobody was expecting it, and nobody turned around.
Now, Harrell is a 72% completion quarterback, only threw 7 in 568 attempts. 1 out of about every 80 passes today, 2 in 34. And you got to credit Ole Miss. Almost every single play right now, Pat, you're talking about a blitz coming and putting pressure on him, and that's certainly their formula. They're not going to stop coming because it's been effective.
4-man rush this time, no blitz. Pass is incomplete. Good coverage. Swindoll, the intended receiver, but good coverage by Ole Miss. I said it before, but the Texas Tech receivers had said they hope that they're covered man-to-man, and that's what Ole Miss has been doing, and doing a good job of it.
And you know what, Pat, when you get coverage like that on that play, it gives you more confidence to come back and cover them again. And here they are, right up in front of their grill again. You know what? We'll challenge them. We don't have any fear.
Tech with those wide splits in the offensive line, and here comes another blitz by Ole Miss. This time it's incomplete again. Todd Walker, the intended receiver, just slipped through his hands. And Harrell and his offensive unit go 3 and out again.
That's more than twice today.
Yeah.
They'd only done it 9 times all season. And Tyrone Nix here in the picture has got to feel pretty good about what his group is doing. He was the one that introduced himself to Houston. He was at South Carolina with Steve Spurrier. Said he was ready for a change, and give that man a lot of credit for what he's doing here today.
LaCour, the punter. Marshae Green to bring it back. Slips one tackler. Another one, and he could be gone. He could be gone. Did he step out of bounds? I'm not sure. He got it all the way into the end zone, but that's a touchdown by the Mississippi Rebels. Touchdown to Ole Miss. Tight-roped it down the sideline. 63-yard punt return. Not official. He may have stepped out.
Well, he's on the tightrope.
Yeah, I think maybe he did.
Timeout. Ruling on the field is under review.
Under review, he may have stepped out of bounds. But wherever, it was a good return.
Pat, he's a converted receiver. And in these last 2 plays that we talked about, he runs with the ball like a receiver. He just lost focus there, looking back at the Texas Tech defenders coming after him.
He may have stepped out of bounds a couple of times. Maybe there.
I talked to him before the game, Pat. He was excited to play today. He said, I just want to compete. I know all about Texas Tech's offense and the passing game and all that. Give me a chance out here today to go compete against these receivers and that quarterback. And he's coming out on the winning end right now. How often do you see an interception return for a touchdown and then a couple plays later take a punt return back for a possible touchdown?
Mike Leach looked stunned. I think this one's going to come back. I think he stepped out of bounds. But they're still going to be in good shape.
After review, it was determined the runner stepped out of bounds at the 9 2/3 yard line. First down and 10, Ole Miss at the 9 2/3 yard line.
I've done a lot of football games in my life, but I never heard of 9 2/3. Have you?
Well, no, I haven't, Pat. I really haven't. I mean, they're getting more specific now.
Yep.
I guess that's the 2/3.
I guess.
Right there. I mean, that's about the 9 2/3, I guess.
I don't disagree with it, but I don't know about the measurement.
That'd be about 24 inches.
That
short
means,
of 10 yards.
That means that it's going to be first and goal from here.
Okay. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah. That's Brandon Bolden, who went to about the 8 1/3 yard line.
Well, Pat, if Texas Tech's defense can just bow up here and keep them out of the end zone, force Ole Miss to kick a field goal, they can still keep it within a 2-score game. Give up that touchdown, all of a sudden now you're into a 3-score affair. It should be tough for any offense to come back from.
They'll have something special right here, I think. Snead saw something, but this is a Texas Tech timeout, I believe. This was a Texas Tech timeout. Michael Leach, during the timeout, called everybody over around him to give them a little pep talk. I'd guess, Brian.
Yeah, well, I think he knows that this can be a turning point in the game, and right now they need to make a defensive stop.
The reason they called the timeout was because it was Wild Rebel, the formation, and Snead was split wide out to the left. Mike Wallace is the deep man in the Wild Rebel, and he took the snap and tried the right side and lost yardage.
You know, people watching the NFL this year have heard all about the Wildcat formation that the Dolphins introduced against the Patriots this year. And David Lee, who worked with Houston Nutt at Arkansas last year, brought it there. He had Darren McFadden running it.
Right.
He doesn't have Darren McFadden here, but he's got Dexter McCluster, who's been very good at it. What it does, it puts the ball in a better athlete's hands than your quarterback.
Snead is back in conventional position now and throwing, scrambling, maybe, maybe not. And the Red Raiders put the heat on him, but led by Brandon Williams, who gets the sack. And here comes the field goal unit.
Ruffin McNeil, the defense coordinator, you got to feel good about that stop after the punt return, forcing Ole Miss for a field goal opportunity.
Sheen from 31 yards this time. There's Ruffin.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Good name for him, Ruffin.
Yeah, he's a Ruffin, all right. With a big, loud voice and a loud bark.
Sheen's field goal is no good. Wide right, I believe. And Ruffin is happy and hugging.
Let's take a look at the sequence of plays. This was Marche Green. Stepped out of bounds on the punt return. Kept Ole Miss out of the end zone. Then Mike Leach took a timeout, a team timeout, said this is the turning point of the game. Then they got an incompletion here by Jevon Snead, ran the ball, stuffed him, and then the missed field goal here. And those are the type of sequences that can really turn the fortune of a game around and put it back into the hands of Texas Tech.
Texas Tech from the 20. Graham Harrell, as again Ole Miss shows blitz. Quick pass to Michael Crabtree. Crabtree gets close to a first down. They run that screen, that garage screen or whatever you call it, as well as anybody.
Well, the door is open.
Yep.
And it runs right through it. And he's coming back to the quarterback.
Yep.
We haven't seen that one today. Very effective. Get it to him in full stride. Let him turn up the field.
He's such a good runner after he catches the ball, as are most of the Texas Tech receivers. Here's Harrell back to throw it again with no time. He does get rid of it. Almost picked off by Ole Miss. He let it go on the way down. Marcus Tillman put the pressure on. Crabtree's going out of the game, limping a little bit.
Yeah. Little maintenance. Those sturdy legs.
Swindoll made the reception. Scrambled for 8 yards, perhaps. Maybe 9.
Graham Harrell has a wristband on his right wrist, made in Palestine, Texas, on his left wrist there. About 45, 46 plays on there. Sometimes Mike Leach will just give him a number, he'll just read the play off.
Right.
Sometimes he'll change it right there at the line, depending on what he sees.
About 60% of the time, they say, he changes the play himself. The draw play is stopped by Baron Batch, the ball carrier. It was 3rd and 3, and he didn't get the first down. It's 4th down, and they'll have to punt, I think.
Well, they don't like to punt, Pat.
No, I know it.
They really don't. They're not used to it. Mike Leach, that little riverboat gambler, and was going to keep his offense on the field.
He has a lot of confidence in this passing attack. And again, they take the wide splits on 4th down. This is a key play right here. And Crabtree, Graham Harrell goes straight ahead. He didn't make it.
No. His quarterback sneaked a couple short ones today, but that was every bit of 4 yards.
He must have thought he had less yards to go than he did, and Ole Miss takes over on downs. That's a strange gamble there.
Strange gamble, not a smart decision.
No. Wonder why he did that.
All those talented receivers and that golden right arm of his, put it in the hands of one of those guys.
Ole Miss by 10.
Welcome back to the 73rd AT&T Cotton Bowl Classic, brought to you by Fox. And you know the Cotton Bowl wouldn't be possible without the great folks at AT&T. We are joined now on the field by AT&T's Mark Kiefer. Why do you guys love this bowl? What do you get out of the Cotton Bowl?
Well, Krista, there are few events in all of college sports that have both the history and the excitement of the Cotton Bowl. It's just a great privilege for us to be associated with such a great event. And as we're seeing from the game today, an unbelievably exciting game.
Absolutely. Let's get back to the action on the field. Pat and Brian up in the booth.
Believe me, we're glad to be here as well. Mike Leach and Houston Nutt, the two coaches. Mike Leach just made a very strange decision to go for it with a quarterback sneak. Look at McCluster. Straight ahead. About 15 yards he picked up. 15 exactly. And a first down for Ole Miss. They can hope to be able to take advantage of this penetration into Texas Tech territory brought about by the quarterback sneak call. Strange call by Coach Leach.
Good job on the left side. Michael Orr blocking down. Little guard pull around there, opening up that hole for McCluster.
1st and 10. He is quick, isn't he? That's McCluster again. And he can change directions quicker than I ever thought about.
I don't think either one of us had that kind of quickness at any time, Pat.
I think not.
You know the old phrase, you can pick him up and put him down in a hurry. And he doesn't seem to ever get tired. I mean, he just comes right back out there and stays on the field.
Not much to haul.
Got to run around the shower just to get wet.
2nd and 2. That's Bolden. Bolden. Touchdown. Ole Miss straight ahead. Running this time. And Bolden gets the touchdown. Hit right at the goal line and vaulted into the end zone. Touchdown Ole Miss. And they move further ahead, 37-21. Bolden congratulated by his teammates, and deservedly so.
Now the guys in the trenches, Davern Gerald's the center on both sides of the ball, have really taken control of this football game by Ole Miss.
Sheen for the extra point. That's good. And the Rebels take the lead 38-21. They've done an outstanding job today. Back at the 73rd Cotton Bowl as Ole Miss increases their lead to 38-21. Shocking a lot of people.
Brandon Bolden, just a freshman from Baton Rouge, got out of LSU country here to help out the Rebels.
Lewis to return it from the 3. Out to about the 29-yard line, where Graham Harrell will have to go to work again. This time the deficit is a little bit bigger
because of the play of one Dexter McCluster, who's having a career day, career rushing yards today at both the quarterback position, at the running back position, and then receiving 155 total yards. He's been the spark plug to that offense all afternoon.
Yeah, that offense has shocked a lot of people, including the Texas Tech Red Raiders. Graham Harrell from the shotgun, from the spread. Eric Morris made the reception.
Jamarcus Sanford running across the field with him and just knocking him for a loop.
Yep.
Into the cheap seats right there. From Meridian, Mississippi, him and Bray Jerry, teammates at Batesville High School, just outside of Oxford.
Second down, Harrell again out of the spread. Pass complete, not enough for a first down. Eric Morris makes the catch.
Well, we were watching practice over at SMU the other day, Pat, and Ole Miss, they must have had 20 defensive linemen just waving through inside drills, just working on stopping the run, getting after the quarterback, just waving one athlete after another through, and you could see that they have been able to stay fresh. Watch out for this one out here, Hardy, a very good pass rusher for Ole Miss.
Third and about 3. Harrell has time. He's chased by Hardy. Gets rid of it, and they'll get enough for a first down to Baron Batch. Batch makes the catch, and they move the chains. First down, Tech.
Looks like Graham Harrell's got his play. Giving it out, he's signaling it to the receivers. Got 2 badly injured left fingers that he's got taped on his left hand. Signals out. Line is ready.
They don't huddle much, do they?
They don't like to do that.
Here comes the blitz by Ole Miss again, and Graham reads it and dumps it to Morris again. They hurry back to the line of scrimmage. Our first down line, by the way, is brought to you by AT&T. That yellow line. The regular screen, the quick screen again to Lyle Leong. But a flag on the play. Maybe they ran it a bit too soon.
Mike Leach would like to have a little protest time about that.
Illegal chip on the offense. 5-yard previous spot, still second down.
Maybe a little too quick.
Well, it's been the mistakes that have hurt Texas Tech today.
Yep. Second down and 9, call it. Graham Harrell again back to receive the snap from center. Changing the play. Getting the message out to the wideouts. Here comes a blitz again. They almost get there, and finally they do get there, and this is probably going to be intentional grounding, although there may have been somebody out there that I didn't see. No flags yet.
Well, they're running twist stunts inside here and bringing a blitzer behind it.
Pressured by Green and Lockett as they both got close.
They're mixing it up front. When you have that kind of a lead, Tyrone Nix is saying, you know, why be complacent? Let's just keep getting after them. Let's dial it up. They're not stopping it, and they're not beating us. So dial it up some more.
Under center this time is Harrell, and he drops straight back. Again chased by Ole Miss. Chased by Ole Miss and down. This time by Bray Jerry. The big pro prospect, I guess you could say.
Originally, he was pressured by Greg Hardy. He chased Harrell, and then Bray Jerry finished it. And here's what the pressure on Graham Harrell has looked like today. That's
on fourth down, they send LaCour back to punt to Marshe Green.
Harrell not much time to set up, as you can see.
Good kick. Green fields it. Is taken down right there. Marlon Williams down to make the tackle. 88,000 plus. A new Cotton Bowl Classic record. They enlarged this stadium during the off season, or during the off football season. That's why the new record is set of 88,000. They actually, for the Oklahoma-Texas game, had about 92,000. But there were a lot of standing people for that contest. Jevin Sneed, the Ole Miss quarterback, hands straight ahead. Not much to Bolden. Maybe a yard.
Hey, you mentioned the history of this game, Pat. I mean, J. Curtis Sanford started this.
Yep.
Old Texas Oilmen started this classic 73 years ago. Originally, this stadium at Fair Park here and outside of Dallas was 15,000 people. But because of the interest that has grown with this event, the Cotton Bowl has just continued to expand to the point where it's over 88,000.
Right. They just spent a bunch of money to enlarge it and make it more comfortable in the offseason this year.
I know the players love playing in front of this kind of crowd.
Yep. Here's Jevin Sneed throwing deep. Got a first down to Mike Wallace, who made the catch.
Well, Jevin Sneed's a good quarterback.
Yep.
I mean, he was looking short to his tight end, and he was covered, so he went just his eyes deep to Mike Wallace, who has had a great game here today. Big 41-yard touchdown pass, put him on the board. Their second touchdown to tie the score, but Jevin Sneed does a good job of taking care of the football and really knowing what this team needs offensively.
Sneed from Stephenville, as mentioned. Brandon Bolden again, the ball carrier, over the right side for perhaps 3 yards, maybe a little bit more.
Jevin Sneed from Stephenville, Texas.
Right.
Graham Harrell from not far, just outside of Fort Worth. And so many good Texas high school quarterbacks out there playing major college football. We'll see one in Texas, Colt McCoy.
One in Missouri, Graham.
Yeah. Great player there.
Yeah.
Chase Daniel.
Yeah. Graham Harrell, from, as you mentioned, from Stephenville. Here's Sneed swinging it outside. Short of a first down to Bolden. It'll leave about 3 for a first down.
So much of the reason why these quarterbacks have flourished so early in their college careers is because high schools here are throwing the ball so much more now.
They're all running the spread.
Yeah.
They're used to that snap from center. They're used to not having to get away from the center, get back on the 5-step drop and things like that. They're used to taking the snap from center a long way back. Here's Sneed.
An incomplete pass.
Intended for Mike Wallace. He's wild high.
That one got away from him.
Yep.
In for the Red Raiders to receive the punt, number 12, Eric
Park, Rob Park, back to punt for Ole Miss. Eric Morris back deep for Texas Tech. Toward the sideline and out of bounds. At about the 15.5. 16.5 make it. That's where Texas Tech will start from. Tonight, the FedEx Bowl Bash continues with the All-State Sugar Bowl as Utah looks to complete an undefeated season when they battle John Parker Wilson in Alabama. Our coverage of the All-State Sugar Bowl begins tonight at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 4:30 p.m. Pacific in high definition, only on Fox.
The Utes, the only undefeated team in the BCS series here, trying to stay that way against the Crimson Tide.
That'll be a job. Shannon Woods with the ball gets not much, if any. Hit right at the line of scrimmage. Green.
Yeah. Bray Jerry in on that play.
Yep.
He was a fun guy to talk to the other day.
He wants to play some more football.
Yeah. He was just happy to go to a bowl.
Yeah.
He's a senior, had never been to a bowl. Didn't know what that was like. When he found out they were going to a Cotton Bowl, he was whooping it up.
Graham Harrell complete to Lewis. And that should be enough for a first. That should be just about the end of the third quarter. That's the end of the third quarter. It is Ole Miss 38, Texas Tech 21. We'll be back after a word from your local Fox station. The AT&T Cotton Bowl Classic on Fox is sponsored by PlayStation Network. Download, play, connect. By Warner Brothers' new motion picture Yes Man, now playing in theaters out everywhere. By Bud Light, the difference is drinkability. And by new Tostitos, hint of jalapeno scoops. Just the right kick to enhance your dips. One quarter left for the Texas Tech Red Raiders to get back closer to Ole Miss. The Rebels lead 38-21. They show blitz again. Eric Morris gets the reception for another first down. Let's go to Jeannie Zalesko.
Well, gentlemen, when Houston Nutt came to Ole Miss, he saw a lot of talented individuals, but he needed a talented team. He told them they wanted to be of the same heartbeat. Fullback Jason Cook liked the saying so much, he said, hey, Coach Nutt, can we make a wristband? So you will see it on the Ole Miss players. They've been wearing it since August 1st. And numerous times throughout the game, guys, Jevan Cena's making his way down the sidelines, reminding people, one heartbeat, keep it beating, and it's working.
Shannon Woods. They saw the blitz coming, and they had the right play called.
And in a heartbeat, Shannon Woods split it. That was the biggest running play for Texas Tech today. They're set. You see, I mean, just right through here, a little shovel pass. Open wide up and caught him in that blitz you talked about, Pat.
Good time to call it. Harrell, complete to Lewis. Doesn't take the Red Raiders long to get down the field.
No, that time, Graham Harrell got the ball out of his hands as quickly as the ball got into his hands.
Yep, and he's good at that. Again, they take those wide splits in the offensive line. We asked Mike Leach about that. He said it just makes a little bit further from the defensive end to get to the quarterback. Here comes the blitz again, and they get rid of it. Does Graham Harrell to Morris. Graham Harrell, the talented Texas Tech quarterback, has gone over 5,000 yards now on the season.
He's got a few more left in him.
Yep, he hopes so. And the Red Raider boosters hope so. Incomplete. Swindoll, the intended receiver. A little scramble for the ball in the end zone. Ruled incomplete.
You see Harrell was looking to the middle, changed his mind at the end, and then McGee does a good job on Swindell of stripping him of the football.
Yep. Texas Tech lines up quickly, ready to go.
Here's the wide splits you're talking about.
Yep.
Kind of opens up those lanes and widens those ends.
Line of scrimmage about the 13. And the handoff to one of the running backs, and a flag on the play. That's Shannon Woods. But a flag usually indicates holding in that section of the field.
Holding on the offense. 10-yard penalty, previous spot. Still second down.
That Texas Tech offensive line, as I mentioned before, is huge. They're all over 300 except the center, and he's 290 or thereabouts.
Ryland Reed, former baseball player at left tackle, the Chicago White Sox. Pitcher at 330 pounds, an opposing figure on the mound, I would have thought.
Three-man rush this time by Ole Miss, and Harrell fires up the middle, complete. Let's go to Chris Savota now.
You guys were talking about Ryland Reed. What a road traveled by this senior. He plays with so much guts, even though he technically has less than anyone else. Diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, doctors removed 3 feet of his intestines. He came back from cancer, as you said, played baseball. 2 days after calling the White Sox to say he was coming back, his dad was killed in a car accident. He said ever since then, baseball didn't feel right. He returned to football, playing in his last collegiate game.
Quite a story. Harrell with the snap. Fires quickly. Touchdown, Texas Tech. Edward Britton breaks one tackle and gets in the end zone to move Tech a little bit closer.
That's the guy I think Harrell has to start going to, with Crabtree less than 100% if they want to strike up the band a few more times here today.
For the extra point now. Going to be Matt Williams, who's an interesting story. Won a contest to get the place-kicking job.
Sure was.
Hasn't missed today. And it's 38-28. We may have the best of all the bowl games. There's a meeting of the minds.
Smart minds.
Yep. The scoring drive, 9 plays, 83 yards. Britton a 12-yard touchdown catch. Harrell in that drive was 7 out of 8 for 91 yards. They kept the ball 3.5 minutes. Too early for an onside kick?
Yeah, I think you could put your defense out there. I'm trying to get the ball back here one more time.
Corona kicks it off. A yard deep in the end zone, fumble, and he should stay there, and he does. Mike Wallace, a wise decision.
At their 20-yard line.
Graham Harrell now with over 5,000 yards passing for the second straight season. He's the only player in NCAA history to do that. He's the only player with 2 5,000-yard seasons.
You look at those numbers, Pat. 44 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, over 5,000 yards. Didn't that used to be an entire career?
Yes, it did. But whoever had that record didn't play for Mike Leach.
And I say this also about it. That's not it's not a system. It's not gimmicky. It's real football quarterback making accurate, precise reads.
McCluster with a blocker in front gets an Ole Miss first down.
That has been the star player for Ole Miss today.
Yeah.
They can't get the ball to him enough.
First down Texas Tech, first down Ole Miss rather, at their own 34. Texas Tech on a 4-man defense, 4-man front. Big hole, and could be for Brandon Bolden. Does he have enough speed? Not quite, as he's knocked out of bounds at the Texas Tech 25-yard line, 23-yard line, make it. Anthony Nays knocked him out.
Now, we've talked a lot about Parade Jerry today, defensive tackle for Ole Miss, but watch his brother, John Jerry, over here. Widen this hole here. Good job by the fullback. Pickup block by Mike Wallace on the outside. It's a total team effort. And then Bolden's got a whole bunch of fans on the Ole Miss sideline cheering him on.
At the 22. Ole Miss this half. Rushing yards 85. As opposed to Texas Tech, not many. Here straight ahead. And into the secondary is Eric Davis. That should be enough to move the chains again.
This Ole Miss team is good, Pat.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, we talked about the fact that they're the only team in the country to beat Florida this year. Went to LSU and won, who won a big bowl game yesterday. I mean, this offensive line and the way, how physical they are, how well coached they are. Credit to Houston Nutt. But more, a team that did not win a game in the Southeast Conference a year ago, won 5 this year, and are getting better.
Timeout. Texas Tech. And I don't blame them. They only have one left, but they need to talk this momentum over. The last game at this stadium, the last Cotton Bowl game, 38-28. We couldn't ask for a better contest than this. I hope you're enjoying. First down, Ole Miss at the 11. Handoff quickly. Inside the 5 is Davis. Ole Miss doing this like Ole Miss likes to do this.
Yeah.
Moving the ball on the ground.
You know, when you can't stop it, you just keep feeding it. And it doesn't matter what back is back there, whether it's McCluster or Bolden or Davis. I mean, they got a whole fleet of them.
Right.
They just keep shuffling them in. And
they're at the 3. They can make a first down without making a touchdown. The I formation behind Jevon Sneed, the quarterback. Fumble. And I think Texas Tech got it back. Don't turn it over. That's what Houston Nutt said at the half. They'll fight for it, but I think Texas Tech has got it.
Texas Tech just gave themselves some life with that hit right at the goal line. That could have ended the game, but I tell you that the hit popped the ball right out of Davis's hands, and he gives it back to Graham Harrell in that offense.
A long way to go. But they've done it before.
What a hit.
Yeah.
Anthony Hines came up with the shot, knocked it loose. It looks like Charbonneau's got it at the bottom of the pile. Texas Tech is looking at 98 yards in front of them with the most prolific pass offense in all of college football, trying to get back into this game.
Graham Harrell standing about 5 yards deep in his end zone on the M for Ole Miss. Could be a safety. Could be a safety, could be a touchdown. They're all over him.
They know what it is.
Patrick Traham. Safety. 40 points for Ole Miss now. 40-28. Here they come.
Marche Green comes. Trahan comes. Knocks the ball out of the end zone, and that's a safety. Graham Harrell never had a chance to set up.
I couldn't tell if he was trying to throw it or not. They call it a safety. And Ole Miss has 40.
Patrick Trahan comes free. Harrell never had a chance to even try to get rid of that ball. Just went backwards.
Ole Miss, a safety is such a, or can be such a devastating thing because they get the ball right back.
That's giving the signal there of sharks. Blood in the water. The Sharks are going after it. Not the only time this week I haven't seen Graham Harrell smile.
Right.
And had so few negative plays, considering the time that they throw the football.
2 sacks today. One of them just now on the safety. The ball came spinning out, but they'd already called the safety. Graham Harrell not smiling at the moment. Short kick. Mike Wallace has the return. He's still on his feet, and he's got some room now. Mike Wallace running and returning past midfield. Good effort by Mike Wallace, who's had an outstanding day. A look from our AT&T Skyview camera, not that one.
This team's got some weapons, doesn't it?
Yep, it does.
They just keep showing up.
I was just starting to say how devastating a safety can be. Not only do you lose the points, you lose the field position, and you lose the football.
And with a return like Wallace, you start on the other side of the 50.
Straight ahead is Bolden for a couple. And now they want to control the clock, and that's what they did in the first half, and that's what they've done all day.
You got to credit Houston Nutt, who said that when he took over the job, he had the whole team over at the house for a big barbecue. They were riding horses and fishing, and players are coming up to him and saying, this is what it's like.
We're invited to your house?
Yeah, we're coming to your house, and we're going to go fishing and ride horses. He goes, yeah, that's the way we're going to do it here when I'm on board as the helm.
McCluster's had a big day. They all had a big day.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, in the group really that allows all these guys to have a big day is that offensive line, starting with Michael Orr and Jerry over at right tackle. Davern Gerald's at center.
Both those tackles, I imagine you'll hear from down the road somewhere.
Yeah, they'll go through that whole process. You know, I mean, Michael Orr will be at the combine and Senior Bowl. He'll go through that whole process. Right now, he's just enjoying the fact that he's playing in his first bowl game, and they're going to go out winners.
And they run over him right now. And Bolden runs hard for another Ole Miss first down. This is what an offensive lineman loves. When they're trying to run out the clock, the guys on the other side are tired. I've never figured out why the offensive linemen don't get tired, why they like it so much.
Michael Orr finishes here. Puts his man right on his back on a down block.
Maybe you know that. Why does the defensive linemen get tired and the offensive linemen don't get tired?
Because they're not conditioned like us, Pat. You know,
I see.
You know, those guys, they're the fast twitch guys. They rotate. Offensive linemen are the ones that are pushing the trucks around the neighborhood, getting themselves in shape.
Not much this time by Bolden.
Brandon Bolden with the carry. Ron Burr making the tackle for Texas Tech.
Talking to Michael Orr the other day at practice, and I said, has anybody beaten you, Mike? I mean, is that anybody in college football? He goes, no, I haven't been beaten by anybody. He was,
really?
He's got, run, pass.
How'd you like to be able to say that?
Not many people can say that.
No.
But he
said, the reason I came back was I knew that I had a couple of things to work on. Pads, keeping the pads lower, playing behind the pads, being tougher, stronger. Snead slips and stays down.
I think they got a good quarterback for the future in this Jevon Snead, too.
You know,
we told the story a number of times today about, Urban Meyer was the first one to recruit him when he was at Utah. Then when he went to Florida, started recruiting him there. Of course, they had only a Heisman Trophy winner there. Transferred to Texas, actually went to Texas right out of high school in January. Graduated early, and the kid Colt McCoy there, we'll see later on Fox. And then, you know, he landed here, and Houston Nutt came here. It's been a really good marriage, the two of them, in this style of offense.
Gonna throw it. Find somebody. Yes, throws behind. First and goal, Shea Hodge. That's that pass that's impossible to defend. Throw it behind a little bit and let the receiver come back, and only he knows about it's coming back.
There's a trust factor there, Pat, because the defender was not looking at the ball. Here's Shea Hodge, who catches the ball. Well, watch, the defender's going to turn his back to him. Now the back is to him. Now once the back is to him, just throw it to the backside and let the offensive player adjust.
Let him stop and let him adjust, the offensive player, and that's exactly what they did then.
Hodge wanted to score. He got a nasty stiff arm in his face trying to get that final yard.
Enrique Davis, with that second effort, might have gotten it back to the line of scrimmage, the original line of scrimmage. Second down, it'll bring up. Player shaken up on the Texas Tech defense, Marlon Williams. .550 left to play. Ole Miss 40, Texas Tech 28. We're going to take a break. Ole Miss 40, Texas Tech 28. Ole Miss driving, about to add to their total. This week of the NFL's postseason begins as Fox NFL Sunday brings you Donovan McNabb and the Eagles taking on Adrian Peterson and the Vikings. Both teams try to advance to the second round and keep their Super Bowl hopes alive. Coverage begins with the Built Ford Tough Fox NFL Sunday pregame show at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Pacific.
Pretty telling statistic there. Ole Miss compiling 519 yards of offense, and they're crazy about Coach Nutt. In Oxford, Mississippi.
And he's crazy about being there.
It's a good fit.
10 years at Arkansas, and he said, frankly, it was time for a change there, and I'm glad I'm here. And what a job he's done. McCluster draws a cluster, and he's down at the 5.
Hadn't done that much today. Drawn a cluster. Been able to avoid it.
Third down. This is a happy team that Houston Nutt coaches, and it shows. They played well. Here's McCluster. Touchdown from the Wild Rebel. From 4 yards out from the Wild Rebel formation. Ole Miss increases their total to 46 points. Sheen will try to make it 47. 47 to 28.
Not much of an answer for Dexter McCluster today.
Nope.
Mike Leach has a lot of great ideas about the way to play football, but he doesn't have one to stop this rushing attack of Ole Miss.
Speed is what it's all about, and nobody has an answer for that. 47 to 28. Ole Miss. Who expected this? 30,000 from Ole Miss did. Back at the 73rd Cotton Bowl, the last in this stadium. Pat Summerall with Brian Baldinger, and Ole Miss has reason to play down in Dixie. I think that's the name of that.
Well, it's
it is now.
It is. You called it. Down to Dixieland, Oxford, Mississippi. There'll be a good celebration going on here. Maybe an extended New Year's Eve celebration going on
here and there. Those that didn't make the trek to Dallas will be celebrating back in Mississippi. Lewis on the return. Dexter McCluster has had some day today. That was his first touchdown, that last one, for all of his heroics, and there have been a lot of them today.
Well, from the tailback position, he's ripped off runs just like this. Look like a fine European sports car changing directions. He's been a receiver out of the backfield.
Talk about quick feet.
Yeah, he can stop and start, pick him up and put him down, deliver a hit, finish a run.
Leap in for the touchdown.
And avoid a cluster.
From the Wild Rebel formation. There's the shovel pass again to Shannon Woods. Woods banging through people, breaking tackles. Gets into Texas Tech, gets into Ole Miss territory at about the 35.
That's what the numbers of Dexter McCluster look like today. Career high of 180 total yards. Pretty balanced between running the football and receiving it. Feeling pretty good.
He's happy.
Yeah.
I'd pound my chest if I'd done what he did. Harrell throws, pass incomplete. Intended for Morris. Couldn't find a handle.
Intended for Eric Morris.
3:59 left to play. 3:58 make it.
Well, it's always something that gets scrutinized, Pat, on any team that's so top-heavy in passing the football when, you know, when the timing isn't there, bad weather, or, you know, your quarterback is just a little bit off, or the pressure gets to you. How do you combat what a defensive front like Ole Miss has done today, which is pressure the quarterback all day long?
There comes the draw play to Shannon Woods. That gets a little bit down across the 30 to about the 28. Third and 4. Graham Harrell still the Texas Tech quarterback. Harrell throws it outside. The pass reception made by Eric Morris. Gets the first down. The 75, I beg your pardon, there's a flag on the play. It may not be a first down. 75 combined points is a Cotton Bowl record. 47-28 in favor of Ole Miss.
Offside on the defense, number 86. Penalties declined. Play results in a first down.
Graham Harrell has set a Cotton Bowl record, 33 out of 55 for 332 yards and 3 touchdowns. Those sound like winning totals.
Yeah.
Not losing. But here comes the Ole Miss blitz again. And again he gets the ball out. Good play by Ole Miss. Deetron Lewis made the reception. But the Ole Miss coverage has been up to the task today.
Well, they haven't given up the big play.
No.
You know, the big thing was, could you tackle the catch and eliminate the yards after the catch? And they've certainly been able to do that, challenging those receivers all afternoon.
All day, flag on the play, but the pass is complete to Shannon Woods, who gets down to about the 6-7 yard line. But there's a flag on the play.
Actually, 3 flags right down there. 3 different officials saw the same infraction.
Holding, I thought so.
Number 74, 10-yard penalty, previous spot, still second down.
Rylan Reed. You got to look at all the flags just to prove that Brian Baldinger was looking and being accurate.
I don't want to pick on the left tackle, Rylan Reed, either. It's just that.
Good. I think that's a wise choice, too.
Good choice. He's not going to be in a good frame of mind tonight. Finishing out a really good career here. 3-year senior for the Red Raiders.
Again, those wide splits. Quickly to Swindoll from Graham Harrell.
We asked Mike Leach the other day if there's somebody in place to take over for Graham Harrell to keep running this offense. He said the tall guy.
Yeah.
The tall guy is
tallest guy I've ever had, he said.
Taylor Potts is actually his name, but the name escaped him, but he just remembered that he was tall.
He said, I've never had one that tall before. He'd be pressed to be better than Graham Harrell. Graham has all day to throw. Finally does. Touchdown Texas Tech for Morris. 47 to 34 now. Did you expect? I know we expected a high-scoring game, but I don't know if I expected it to be this high or not.
I didn't expect this. I didn't expect this type of scoring. But just watching college football all year long, Pat, I mean, so many games in the 50s and the 60s, what Oklahoma did to Texas Tech, scoring over 60. I mean, you see it every single week, this kind of scoring. Going for 2 here, as they should. Followed by an onside kick. Batch and Woods in the backfield along with Graham Harrell. Right guard just moved.
47 to 34. A little scuffle going on between Hardy and somebody.
Well, he always got to keep the helmet on.
Yep. That's a wise choice.
Yeah. Hamby's the center, calls all the...
Prior to snap, false start on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still try down.
Still try down? I never heard that before either. That means try for the extra point, I guess.
Yeah, try down. There's still a lot of fight left in the lineman from Texas Tech. You like that part.
They'll back him up 5 yards to try for the extra point again. Still try down. Now they'll try for 2. Down he goes. They scramble for the ball. Tech, I think, comes up with the ball. Palmer on the sack. And if another fight breaks out.
And Brandon Carter letting Ole Miss know what he thinks about it. Of course, face is always painted up. Everybody threw a flag on that last call.
He said that face paint makes him more aggressive.
Well, I think that was a pretty good example.
Yeah, I think
what
it was.
you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's like his character. Sometimes he's got a mohawk that goes with it, but that mohawk doesn't stay up inside that helmet.
Got a few tattoos on his arm. I'll be out. I'll see you later.
Behind the woodshed.
Flags again all over the field.
Yeah, they got to just calm these guys down at this point.
There were 2 fouls after the extra point. Personal foul, dead ball on the offense, number 71. After that play was the dead ball, unsportsmanlike on the offense, number 76. First penalty is enforced from the 30 to the 15-yard line. The second penalty is forced half the distance from that spot.
Which means they'll kick off from the 7.5-yard line, right?
Get out of my way.
The AT&T Cotton Bowl Classic on Fox is sponsored by the new AT&T. Your world delivered. Graham Harrell is the candidate for the AT&T All-American Player of the Year. To vote for Graham Harrell, text your vote to 51234 on your AT&T wireless phone, or go to foxallamerica.com. You could win a trip to next year's national championship game. Graham Harrell again the candidate from this game. T-Bone McCoy also candidates. Graham Harrell is a very pleasant young man to talk to.
I don't know what poll that came from. 94% said that we couldn't win it. They were 31-point underdogs when they went to play the Florida Gators this year and found a way to beat them.
Gary Fowler, I beg your pardon, is about to kick off from the 7.5-yard line, looks like. Those two unsportsmanlike conduct penalties against Texas Tech forced them back to here. Not a place to try an onside kick.
Not much choice right now.
No.
There's little time left.
Ball's got to go 10 yards. And it looked like it might have.
Crabtree is saying that the Texas Tech got it. Could be just wishful thinking.
First and 10, somebody.
Yeah. Ole Miss has the ball.
Yeah.
Underneath that scrum. They came up with it with excellent field position. They could run this clock out, although Texas Tech does have a timeout left.
A minute 37 left. Wonder if Tech will use that timeout. They might.
Yeah, well, you try to stop the clock as many times you can to try to get the ball back. I think Ole Miss just wants to get on with their celebration.
And it's going to be festive. You can imagine that. There's Houston Nutt. He's had something poured on his head. I saw one highlight of a previous game that Ole Miss won, and they tried to pour the Gatorade on Houston Nutt, and there was nothing in there.
It already got dumped.
Bucket.
It all got drunk.
Mike Leach arguing or trying to argue his point, whatever it is.
Who for somebody else to debate with. He doesn't like the answers he's getting from that group. But Mike Wallace and Marcus Sanford, they like what's going on. Not the way Graham Harrell wanted to go out in his final college game, but he's got a bright future. Looking at him.
Timeout. Texas Tech University. Third and final timeout this half.
It's Tyrone Nixon got his dose of Gatorade.
Oh, it's another one.
And 94%.
That's teamwork right there. Yeah, one guy holds up the other side and the other guy writes it.
30-second timeout.
That's the story of this game and their success is teamwork. It's been evident today how happy they are with Houston Nutt. And how much he has fit into this whole situation at Ole Miss.
They go back to what he told his team at the very beginning, that he thought that they could go to a bowl. They'd never been to a bowl. They didn't even know what it was like. And Ole Miss hadn't been to a bowl since Eli Manning was a senior.
Guy you'll hear about from now on.
Ray Jerry?
In the NFL, yes.
Yeah. Man of few words. Likes his play to do the talking.
But quick feet and huge strength.
He looked strong, didn't he?
Yeah.
You know what? You just got to find more buckets of Gatorade. There's got to be somebody else that could dump it on their head up.
Give me somebody. I got to get rid of this.
They're searching them out. It's like a search committee there.
There they go.
I think Houston Nutt's probably good for 2 buckets.
Look out. Look out. They're sneaking up behind you.
As much as people that size can sneak up on you.
And Jevon Sneed is just going to take a knee and let it run down. Houston got a little shampoo. Oh, there's
that was a weak effort.
Somebody.
Yeah, that was weak. Didn't see much better today.
An effort out of frustration. Down to about a minute. And they'll kneel again when the time comes. There's McCuster. What a good day he had. Oof. Two knees.
I think everybody in Ole Miss has got a reason to be happy.
Yeah.
It's a true team effort. Really brought together by Houston Nutt. John Jerry, the right tackle.
Ole Miss supporters, they got a lot to cheer about.
Quick turnaround.
Another knee. And that should do it. That's quite a performance by an Ole Miss team against Texas Tech, and they scored 34 points. Don't forget about that. A pretty good effort by them. 47-34, the final score. Most points ever scored in a Cotton Bowl game.
Ole Miss winners of their final 6 games in a row. About as hot as any team out there in the country.
We'll be back with the trophy presentation as a dejected Mike Leach heads for the locker room and a triumphant Houston Nutt among the Ole Miss supporters. We'll be back. One year from today, or perhaps in that area, we're not sure about the date yet, but the Cotton Bowl game will be played in that stadium, which is the Cowboys' new stadium. Jerry Jones, they're supposed to start playing there sometime in 2009, and it is some statuesque edifice, if that's correct.
That's correct.
Okay, thank you.
Jerry thinks that it'll be a greater monument than the Roman Coliseum.
Have you seen it?
No, I've been out to see the palace.
Yes, so have I.
They got a video screen inside, Pat, that goes from the 20-yard line to the 20-yard line, 60 yards long.
60 yards long. The 2 arches, in case you've seen the arch at St. Louis, the arches that support the stadium are larger than the arches in St. Louis, the big arch in St. Louis. It's something. State of the art. It's the finest of everything. Next year, the 74th Cotton Bowl will be there.
Well, we're saying goodbye to one great venue and saying hello to another new venue.
Well, there's some great memories here. The people who played in this game: Bobby Lane, Sammy Ball, Jim Brown, Doak Walker,
Roger Staubach.
Roger Staubach, yep. Ernie Davis. Jim
Joe
Swing,
Montana.
Joe Montana. The team is coming back out for the trophy presentation. I'm not sure they're all endorsing that 100%, but here they come.
The passion of college football alive at the University of Mississippi.
May I say it's been great to have a chance to work with you.
Again?
As always. Again. And I hope it happens again.
Well, I feel the same way, Pat. It's a good way to ring in, get the New Year's off to a great start.
Can't think of a better way.
No. You've been a part of so many of these. Covering a pretty big span of that 73 years.
Yep, something like that.
Yeah.
I wasn't here for the first one. Here's a guy that does a heck of a job.
Give me a tap.
There's a guy that did a heck of a job. Houston Nutt.
He knows how to get people excited about just about anything. When he walks into the room, he's got your attention.
That other guy was Langston Rogers.
Yeah.
PR man for Ole Miss. There's Jevin Sneed, the quarterback.
I wonder if Jevin Sneed, when he transferred from Texas to Ole Miss and sat out last year, if he could envision finishing his first year as a starter here as the winner of the Cotton Bowl.
I doubt it. Here comes the Ole Miss team out to the presentation.
Jason Cook, their academic All-American.
What a nice young man he is.
Spoke at the banquet the other day.
Yep.
Very articulate.
Yep.
Fine right there.
Guy made a couple of big tackles.
Served 3.5 years in the Army. Was over in Iraq, serving our country, came back to play his college football.
With the trophy presentation, let's go down now to Jeannie Zalesko.
Well, gentlemen, as you can imagine, Houston Nutt all about family, so I think he'd invite 44,000 people down here, but we're going to ask you to wait. You got all your people? Okay, for the final time ever from this historic venue, we have the Field Scoville Trophy, and I'm going to turn to Mark Kiefer from AT&T. He's going to start the honors.
Coach Nutt, congratulations to you, your players, the university, a fantastic game. For our trophy presentation today, we have the chairman of the AT&T Cotton Bowl, Kathy Saunders.
Coach Nutt, what a game. Congratulations to you, to the Ole Miss Rebels. Congratulations for winning the 73rd AT&T Cotton Bowl Classic.
Got a couple friends here that might help you hoist that. Where do we begin with you? It wasn't even a year ago. You sold these young men a dream. You told the seniors you would get them to a bowl. Sir, you delivered. You got them to the Cotton Bowl, but you gave Ole Miss a Cotton Bowl victory.
Nothing like it. I want to thank AT&T. What a great show they put on for our players. We've had a ball. They played so hard. I've been so proud of them. Our seniors, they just bought in. They took ownership. And I tell you what, they represented the Ole Miss Rebels in a first-class way, and I love it.
I really wish we had more time to delve into this game because I'm looking at the scoreboard, and your defense did as planned. They blocked the lanes. They got to the quarterback. If I would have told you Texas Tech would have 34 points and they wouldn't win this game, nobody would have believed it. So where do you want to go? Your offense, your defense, your one heartbeat, right?
One heartbeat. You're exactly right. I tell you what, absolutely, one heartbeat. Starts with defense. We helped them all day with 2 turnovers. We got to take care of the ball better, but once we started taking care of the ball, it took offense, defense, special teams, and our fans.
Sir, congratulations. Gentlemen, back up to you.
Thank you, Jeannie. Well, Houston Nutt delivered on what he told this team that he could do. They could get them to a bowl. They got to stop being individuals, become a family. He created that atmosphere, Pat.
He never forgets about those turnovers, does he? Tonight, the FedEx Bowl Bash continues with the All-State Sugar Bowl as Utah looks to complete an undefeated season when they battled John Parker Wilson in Alabama. Our coverage of the All-State Sugar Bowl begins tonight at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 4:30 p.m. Pacific, in high definition, only on Fox. Promotional consideration paid for by the following. For Brian Baldinger, Jeannie Zelasco, and Chris Devoda, this is Pat Summerall saying so long from Dallas, where the final score is Texas Tech 34, Ole Miss 47. This has been a presentation of Fox Sports, your home to the 2009 Cotton Bowl, Sugar Bowl, Fiesta Bowl, Orange Bowl, and the National Championship game. What a lot of history remains. A lot of history made today as these two put on a show. Ole Miss 47. Texas Tech 34. Nobody expected this kind of high-scoring game, but that's what we got as Graham Harrell couldn't get the Texas Tech Red Raiders ahead of Ole Miss. 47-34. That's the final score as Ole Miss beats Texas Tech in the 73rd Cotton Bowl. The last